And we are live. Good evening, guys. Welcome to the Friday night stream once again. Good to see so many of you in right at the beginning. Okay, we'll start as we always do. I'll start saying hello to everybody, then we'll get into a lot of good stuff later on. Okay, so hi to Leeds, hi to Geezers. Good evening, Peter, from your old stomping ground in North London. Yeah, that's Haringey. Hi to you, Geezers. Dutch Frang, all the same people. It's like I'm still in the stream from last week. All the same names here. Dutch Frang, how are you? TGC 2450, how you doing, mate? Mark P, good evening all. Peter, are you up for another 3-hour bender tonight? How was the headache last Saturday? No, I'm definitely not going to do a 3-hour. It was actually nearer to 4 hours. I really enjoyed it, guys, but I don't want to do that every week. There was an Irish guy in Bangkok who did that on a regular basis. He'd get drunk online and do about 5 hours. And it just became a kind of standing joke. So I don't want to take over from where he left off. So no, probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. We'll see how it goes. But it was a lot of fun. And yeah, who else we got in there? So no name. Hi, I want to say hi to somebody who's in Phuket at the moment. He's the message is gone because it only stays on here for a while, then it disappears. And he said it'll be 3 o'clock in the morning, so he's going to miss the stream, but he might catch it tomorrow. Hi to who else we got? To be not to be. Yes, Peter, it's timing the Monga crew. Okay. Hi to Franco. Franco's in the back moderating. He's tired tonight. He told me earlier, so let's see how long he's going to be in for. Paul Hoskins, how you doing? Richard Meller, how would I know it's Friday afternoon here in the States and the works week almost over without Peter's stream? Happy to be here. Happy to glory in all things Thai. Yeah, absolutely, Richard. Good to have you here, mate. Stephen, it's so sad what happened in Texas. We won't get into that. We all know what happened, and yes, it is very, very heartbreaking. But we're not going to talk about that tonight. Diane Abbott. Wagwan, everyone. Paul Shackleton, how are you doing? Hi, Peter and friends. Looking forward to tonight's stream. Javir, good evening, Peter. Hope you had a great day, mate. Yeah. So looking forward to the live stream tonight. I'm flying to Thailand next Friday. A lot of the messages in here tonight, people saying they won't be here this time next week, or they're going to Pattaya in 3 weeks' time. So it seems to be getting back to normal now. Everybody's sort of booking their tickets, but these tickets are expensive now that aviation fuel's gone up, haven't they? I'll just mention, I think you know this, we lost 2 people this week, didn't two people passed away, a great actor, and I'll tell you who they were. It was Ray Liotta. He played Henry Hill in Goodfellas. He's just passed away this week, 67. He was in the Dominican Republic on his new movie, and he passed away in his sleep. So, Ray Liotta, so R.I.P. to him. And then, of course, the other one we lost, even younger, was Andy Fletcher. Andy Fletcher, who was the founding member of Depeche Mode. He was a keyboardist, and he's died at 60. So R.I.P. to those 2 guys. Good actor, good, and Depeche Mode, of course, as well. All right. James Casey, hi, Peter. Hi, folks. Let's get ready to rumble. Yep. Barang, how are you doing? Is it Cohort 61? I just sit in because I find it hard to believe that Peter has engineered and what's that? And Kibble ending to his UK situation. Oh, okay. Oh, and Anna, I haven't even had a drink yet. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You're basically saying with my wife, we've kind of ended in a kind of friendly way, as it were. Yeah. I'm having a problem selling my house. It's the market's gone very much afraid now. The bottom end of the market is selling. There's nothing around my area here in Northamptonshire. There's nothing coming on the market, and when they do come on, they kind of go overnight. But my house is a 4-bedroom standalone double garage, and when you get up to this kind of level, mortgages are going up and interest rates are going up. People are a bit nervous at the moment, so it's gone really quiet on the viewings. I spoke to the estate agent, and they just said, "Look, it's not just you. All the 4-bedroom houses we've got for sale, they're just not seeing any. They're not seeing any interest at all because people are very nervous." So we'll have to see what happens. I'm hoping to get back to Thailand by the end of the year. I'm hoping to get rid of this place. But worst case scenario, if I don't manage to sell my house, my wife works full time. So what I've said to her, look, I'm going to go to Thailand July. No, not July, probably August, September, hottest months of the year. So I'm going to go there probably for a couple of months and just give the estate agent the key, lock away any valuables and say, look, if there's anybody who wants to view it, just bring them round. And do it that way, because I don't want to hang around for the sake of it. I finished my little part-time job at the end of July, so I just want to get out of it now. I'm kind of hanging around. I just want to go, really. Cohort 61, there was a US sitcom, Seinfeld, I know that one, yeah, where one Storyline was similar, mutual partying, and nobody believed them. Yeah, okay. Charles White, some of the thumbnails are nice, but this one could get me into trouble. Those thumbnails that you see at the beginning of all the streams when the advertisement to say that I'm going to go live, those pictures I actually cut out around the girl, so you've only got the girl and they go nicely on the background because all of them have backgrounds. And I'm getting quite good at cutting around them now. The early ones, if you go way back, you can see they're a little bit jagged around the edge, but I'm getting better now. People say, is it clickbait? Not really. No, not for the live streams. If you look at all the names in here tonight, it's the same people every week. It's just, who doesn't like to look at a pretty girl, right? We all do, don't we? I do anyway. Right. Ivan, hello, Peter. Hello, fellas. Can't stay for too long today. I've got to go see the eye doctor. I'll watch the reply later. Yeah, and I'll say hi to Noel as well. He'll be listening to this. Shinria, how you doing? Peter, Dammit. I always get your name wrong, mate. Sorry. Damita or Damata. Friday was once crackerjack. Now it's about Thailand bound. Yeah. Brian Street, evening all. Red Pill Denmark. Hello, handsome man. Yeah, that's me. Asep Shayak, is it? Hello, Peter. How are you, my friend? I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Nino, it's almost time. Good evening. Do you know, I'm really thirsty tonight. I don't know what's going on. Oh, obviously I had something very salty earlier. I can't remember what it was. I've got a fan on as well. I hope you can't hear that. Right, Paul Leverage. My last Thailand. That's it. You were the one who said it. Yeah, my last Thailand ban for 3 weeks, as I will be in Pattaya this time next week. Yeah, I bet you're looking forward to that as well. Let me just put these up now, and I've added a few more currencies to this while I'm saying hello to everybody. Right, I've got to try and keep it going real fast because people always say I'm about half an hour behind with these comments. Let's explore Bangkok. Made it. Okay, good. Darren Drew, hi. Carl Weirald here all today. Thailand Travellers, yeah. Paul Shackleton, again, Gemini Star. Why extended? Do I need to slow my beers down? I've got mine all ready for later. Look in the old box there. Big thing of ice in there, so I don't have to scarper off. Prior 9, who is looking forward to a soapy? Yeah. Let's explore Bangkok. Good evening. Jolly Fox, hi. Matthew Alcorn, yeah, how you doing? Looking forward to the show. Yeah. Peekaboo, that thumbnail is up there. That's the girl in the grey bikini, wasn't it? Okay. Harold Bishop, evening, Peter. I'm ready for another good Friday night. Yeah. Good to see you, Harold. Gary B71, good evening, Peter. Hope you're well. Guidelines 7. Hi, Peter. Hi, all in the chat. Yeah. Roger, good evening from cold. Oh, you're in Finland. Is it cold there? Is it? We've had a real nice day here in the UK today. Well, nice couple of days. Who else we got? Timmy So. Hello, Peter. 5 hours tonight. It won't be 5 hours, Timmy. Seamus Doherty. Hi, Peter. I'm on the cause, is it? Cause? Right, Citizen Mikey, straight in with a super chat there. Thank you for that. Let's just get that up there. Thank you. What's your message, Shay? Peter, I've been looking forward to the show all week. Watched your interview with Bangkok Pat at the canal in Bangkok. Enjoyed it. Yeah, that kind of mixed reactions on that Bangkok Pat. So when I was in Bangkok, I interviewed him for my channel and he interviewed me for his channel. But Bangkok Pat's videos, I've said this many times, so I'll keep it brief, but Bangkok Pat's videos are very kind of documentary, like he gets a different crowd to me. He doesn't get any mongers in his channel. And the documentary, not documentary, the interview I did with Bangkok Pat, it went down very well on my channel. But of course, when he put me on his channel, he had people threatening to unsubscribe. And how could he put me on his channel? I'm nothing but a monger and a dirty old man and all that sort of thing. So just a different crowd. But I'm glad you enjoyed that. And Citizen Mikey, thanks. And while I got you that name up there, Citizen Mikey, you've just reminded me. Let's take the currencies off for a minute because I just want to say hi to the new members. And one of them is yourself, Citizen Mikey. So thanks for joining the members. I'll put the currencies up in a bit again. Right, let's carry on saying hello to everyone. Lost my place now. Black Bolt, how you doing? Yeah, Ray, good actor. Yeah, he was in a lot of good roles, wasn't he? He was in the Hannibal, where he was eating his own brain. I won't go through the movies, but yeah, good actor. Darcy, Depeche Mode, one of the greatest bands to come out of the UK. They were. I'm so surprised he died so young. 60s, very young these days. Let's go back and try and find out where I was. Right. Is that Martin Blunston? Is it? Hi, Peter. Get the beers out. Will be one of your long nights. I've got them ready, but it won't. It won't. If I start drinking too early, I'll get carried away. I already got 200 and nearly 250 in, so we'll I'll keep off the beers for a little while here. Right, Giles Kerr. It's crazy. Everyone is feeling the pinch. Yeah, I've had some people in Thailand sort of begging me for money, and I'm not sending any money to Thailand. That's another story. Right, JB, Peter, you should get Phil and Kirsty from the TV to help you sell your house. Kirsty is a bit of all right, and you could see if she's up for some action. She's a bit big for me, to be honest with you. You know, she's a bit on the large. No offense to Kirsty, but she's a little bit on the kind of largest side, isn't she? Marky Mark, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. I've got two come in now. Oh, Wes, you managed to make the live stream. Good to see you. Marky Mark, hey, Peter, I'm planning a trip to Thailand at the end of October. Would be great to get together with you for a pint in Bangkok. Yeah, it would. It'd be great if I see any of you guys. Let's talk about that in a second. I just want to say thank you to everyone. Wes Appleyard will be in Bangkok November. Hopefully see you there. I've got a lot of appointments now. November, December. Yeah, thanks for those super chats. And of course, Angels Cabells, mate, you're always very, very generous. Thank you very much for the super chats. Well, it's like I always say every week, you know, you've got the advantage on me because other than your pictures in the comments, I don't know what anybody looks like. Of course, when I'm walking through Bangkok, you'll recognize me. So if I'm in a bar, come and say hello. We can have a drink, game of pool, whatever you want. But don't do what one guy did. The guy who invited me for lunch said he'd pay for lunch and then chucked 100 baht across the table. I could buy my own lunch, that's fine. But if you invite me for lunch, pay for the lunch. I'll pay for your lunch. Doesn't matter, but don't give me 100 baht. Right, Shane Old Traveller. What are you saying there, mate? Stuck at work. All right, yeah, you're working. At least you got into the stream for a while. I don't know how many is going to be in tonight because it's a nice night here in the UK and people might still be out in the garden. I've got the CCTV there. It's still light. Some yobs in the woods across the road. I think they're gone now. Matt Fitton, was in Bangkok and Pattaya a few weeks ago. It's still quiet. Well, that will change now that the things are starting to lift. That will change. It should start getting busier. White Snake seems to be getting expensive in Thailand. What is your view? Yeah, absolutely. I did mention when I came back from Bangkok, Pattaya is a better deal at the moment because in Pattaya, food's cheap, drinks are fairly cheap. I don't know about girls because I don't take girls, as you know. In Bangkok, for instance, like I mentioned to you a few weeks ago, you're looking for a pint of draft beer these days. If it's out of happy hour, you're looking at about 180, 200 baht. You know, put that in perspective. That's £5. That's kind of more than the UK. I found food very expensive in Bangkok. There's not a lot of real cheap places around Sukhumvit. You'll be paying I did find some places in the end, but yeah, you're right. It's not a cheap you know, you see, especially younger guys, they make these videos. Oh, I got by in Thailand on $500 a month, and it's rubbish. You can't get by on 500 a month, or you know, I mean, and even if you did, you wouldn't be you wouldn't be getting by. You'd be surviving, wouldn't you? You'd be just about surviving, and they never take into account the cost of the visas and things like that. You know, they've got to be paid for, haven't they? Even if you don't go to an agent, you have to do border hopping, stay in hotels, pay for taxis, all that sort of thing. So, you know, these people who make videos, clickbait videos that say, you know, can live in Thailand for $500 a month, absolute rubbish. But yeah, you're right. It's getting expensive. It's not expensive. It's like I get people who live in Thailand and say, oh, no, it's not expensive. I live out of the bubble, the Farang bubble, Sukhumvit, Ceylon. I live 20 miles away, you know, but then they're living like a Thai, you know, they live in a kind of Thai condominium or a Thai apartment. They go to the local mall. You know, it's all, nobody speaks English where they are. If they speak Thai, that's fine. You know, it's cheap, but then you're living like a Thai. Not everybody wants to kind of live like that. And of course, if you live with a little Thai girl in a Nissan village, then it's going to cost you next to nothing, isn't it? But again, some people do like. I watched a there's a guy. He's got a bit of a beard, but he's a young guy. He's got a farm or a kind of homestead up in Nissan. He lives with a Thai girl, obviously, and he makes videos from this farm. They're quite interested, actually, but it's not something I'd want to do, even if I was a young guy. Okay, so Young, I always get your name wrong. Peter, I'm going to Thailand in November. First, do you know how much the 10K COVID insurance is for 52-year-old male non-smoker? You know what, with this, no, I don't know exactly, but with this insurance, I don't think there's a lot. It's not like regular life insurance where if you're a smoker or if you've had certain health issues, The 10,000 COVID, it's a little bit more lax, but it's not very much at all. You're talking, probably $30, £30, something like that. It's really not a lot of money. And there's agents who can sort it all out for you in Thailand. Don't worry about that. And I think there'll be, no, they won't knock the insurance on the head, but hopefully the Thailand pass in July, I hope. Happy as Larry, hundreds of Thai bloggers, you and Ed, the only ones I watch. That says lots. Yeah, I was speaking to somebody who was, funny enough, it was Bangkok Pat. I was speaking to him online. Obviously, he's in Thailand. I'm in the UK, but we can talk online. 6-hour time difference. And Pat mentioned that. He said there's a lot of new Thai-based YouTubers have just started up. He said there's a gay couple. They're getting quite a following because obviously they're a niche market. There's a guy and a girl who've just started up, a couple, and they're like in the mountains and jumping into nice pools and things like that. So, the thing is, Thailand will attract a lot of people, and there is a lot of people who make YouTube channels in Thailand. There's a lot in Pattaya. People have said to me, why don't you go to Pattaya? Why don't you base yourself in Pattaya? But honestly, guys, I wouldn't, as much as the thing is with Pattaya, I don't mind jumping in a minibus, going down for a weekend, staying there for a week, whatever. But I wouldn't be a Pattaya, a Pattaya YouTube-based guide, because there's too many people doing it, in my opinion. Some are better than others. But you've got all these new guys coming in now, and I've got my own kind of USP. I tell the stories. I've got my own way of doing things. Most of my audience are my sort of age. They're not kids. I'm getting more and more females watch the channel now. That's a strange one. But yeah, I'm not in it. It's not a competition for me. I'm not looking at other people's numbers. I'm not sort of, if someone's doing well, I'll recognize them. There's some real big channels out there. I hate them. I just can't stand the people who. There's one channel. He's massive. I can't stand him. I can't watch him. His videos are okay. They're great. The channel's good, but I just cannot stand the guy, And I suppose you have to take to people, don't you? If you watch a YouTube channel and you think, yeah, I like this guy, he's all right, then you're going to watch him, aren't you? But if the guy comes across as a bit of a prick or arrogant or smug, you're going to think, well, I don't really like this guy. And that's the same for me. Welcome if you just joined us. 312 in now. Right, let's say hello to a few more people now. I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to have a beer now, guys. I'm really, really thirsty. Let me say hello to a few more, and then I'll crack one open. Franco De Rosa, Marky Mark, Wes Appleyard, Angel Cabelbs, thank you. Great shout out, lads. Yeah, Franco, thank you. Yeah, thanks for that. HK57, cheers from Canada. Yeah, hi. What's that? John Paul. I have not seen you around since Dave's live stream. Mentioning hang on, let me finish that off. Dave's last stream. Since Dave's live stream before he got cancelled. Oh, okay, yeah. He didn't get cancelled. Actually, if you're talking about Irish Dave, he actually pulled the channel himself. There was a bit of a scandal, and I think his wife didn't want him to do it anymore. Rob, are you back in town, mate? Thank you for that generous super chat. Let me get that up. Have a couple of beers on me, Peter. Do you know what? I'm going to have one now, Rob. So you must be back from Thailand. Did you have a good time? Let us all know. Your first time in, I believe you went to Pattaya. It was your first time. How did you get on? Did you meet some new friends? Was it a good experience? Oh, look at this. It's the old oldie, £3.25 for 4, 500 ml. This is going to go down a treat tonight. The only problem with this, if I start drinking early, I might start waffling on for hours and hours again, but I've got to cut myself off. I can't do the same as last week. Right, let's get the old Sprite for the top. I've eaten something today really salty. I don't know what it is. I've got a thirst on me like you wouldn't believe. Right, stick that in there. Yeah, thanks for that, Rob. So, like I said, I presume you're back. Right, cheers. Oh, really good. Oh, right, okay. By the way, someone mentioned Ed just now. He's got about 3 channels at the moment, hasn't he? Starting all these new channels. Ed and I are going to do another stream together. We're going to do it. We're going to try it just to see how it goes down. We've decided he's going off to Romania, but we plan to do the last week of every month. We're planning to do a stream together, Ed and I. But we're just going to do a little test this week. We're going to do it on Sunday at 3 p.m. So this Sunday coming, day after tomorrow, Ed Sweeney and myself will do a live stream. Be good if we can get some of you guys in there. It's a Sunday afternoon. A lot of people in Thailand do a Sunday stream, so we'll be competing with them. Not that we want to compete with them, but they'll be doing streams. We'll be doing streams. Sunday afternoon, a lot of you guys are out doing your garden, cutting your grass, shopping, whatever. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's Sunday afternoon. Mac, I'll be in Bangkok in 9 days. Hopefully the Jubilee weekend won't affect my journey to Gatwick. Yeah, if you've been watching the news here in the UK, horrendous queues. People have really been struggling at the airports because lack of staff, you know, and it's been really horrendous. Craig, hi Peter, first time to ever chat. Was it? Well, I'm glad I'm reading your comment out, Craig. Hi Peter, first time to ever chat. Was in Thailand for 3 weeks with my son. It was so great to visit that I'm going back for a month in November with a different son. Can't wait to go back. Yeah, I mean, I haven't met many people who didn't enjoy Thailand. Most people, once you go, you get hooked. Okay, there's a guy I see around quite often, especially on Ed Sweeney's. It's not come up. There we go. That's Cats and Good Coffees, €2 there. Hi, Peter. Are you hiring for your business in Siam? Yeah, if you want to work for Thai wages, which aren't very much. No, I mean, I'm not really going to have a business that I'm going to have staff with. That's the last thing I want to do is go to Thailand and have to deal with Thai staff. But thanks for the super chat. Right. We'll try and get a few people I haven't said hello to. Rob's Chronicles. People from the UK are hurt due to Brexit, which I don't agree with, which has reduced sterling by 30% just so they could join a single market. Oh, yeah, okay, all right. We're not going to talk politics here. Rob Frankel's saying thanks to you as well. Right, Andrew Hammond, the boy himself. There he is. Let's put you up there. Hi, Peter. Just joined the stream a bit late. You'll only be in here for a minute, Andrew. Then you'll be off to watch Crossroads or Coronation Street or something. While I got you on here, it's a good time to plug the book. So Andrew's helping me with the book. You know, I've got this book coming out, True Stories of the Land of Smiles. It's 30 of the stories in a book. We've just uploaded it. Well, Andrew's uploaded it to Amazon tonight. He's actually doing that now. Amazon take about 3 days to get back to us to say, yeah, it's all approved. They just want to make sure the format, the sizes, the book cover, the spine, the back, and everything's okay. So I'm hoping by next Friday's stream I can put a link. And if you like the stories, this one won't be an audible book. It'll just be a readable Kindle paperback. But that's quite exciting for me. You know, if somebody had told me years ago I would have had a book out, I'd have said you need to mix more water with it, you know. But yeah, so Andy's doing that. Andrew's doing that for me. And Andrew, I believe Andrew's off to Turkey in a couple of weeks. So Andrew, I forgot the name of your YouTube channel. Stick it in the comments, and when I see it, hopefully I'll pick it up. I'll put it up so everybody can see it. Right. Hey then, inlay background looks like a sock. It's actually good one. You're close, but not that close. It's actually the intersection at Siam Square, the background picture. But I tell you what, that's a bit boring, that picture. Let's change it and have something a bit more Thailand bound on there. How about that one? That's a bit more better. Right. Okay. Who have I got in? Right. Rob says, had a bloody brilliant time and fell in love with the place in more ways than one. I hope you're not sending money like on a monthly basis to anybody in particular now, Rob. I hope you did the 3-day rule, but glad you had a good time. Richard Pitera, are we going for a record 5? Oh, I've read that out, haven't I? Yeah, Mac, I'm not going to read that out, but yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Right. Be more round. Patty is for lovers. Big ups. It's for something. I don't know about lovers. Right. Let's see what's in the news. I'll come back to the comments. And I've got the Ladyboy competition for you tonight. I've got the joke of the week. Before we do the news, right? I'm going to turn this into a bit of a quiz, but this is serious. Okay. Right. So what I'm going to do, you'll like this. Oh, and we've got some more monkey adverts later on. Right. I know a guy who sometimes he emails me. Nice guy. I email him back. I always reply to everyone. If you email me, I'll reply back to you. I'm not a snob. So he sent me an email. He was talking to a Swedish guy and in Hua Hin. He just sent me this 2 days ago. And I thought I'll use this on the stream. So there's a whole paragraph. I'm only going to read the top bit there, right? From there to there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read the top bit and I'm going to ask you the question. And a little bit later on in the stream, I'll tell you what the answer is. And it's not as easy as you think it is, okay? and this is not me saying this. This is the guy who's written this. I'm just reading it out, okay? But I'll ask you the question at the end. So the first part of this says, I was asked an interesting question by a Swedish expat who has been here for years. That's in Hua Hin, right? He said, what's the worst thing you could do if you married a Thai lady? I think he means a Thai bar girl, right? So if you married a Thai girl, Thai bar girl, whatever, what's the worst thing you can do? And I'll leave that open for you guys to come back on here. What do you think it is? And then I'll read you the rest of it because I didn't get it. I read it to Damien last night. He didn't get it. So let's see if any of you guys do it. I'll read it one more time, okay? I was asked an interesting question by a Swedish expat who has been here for years. He said, what is the worst thing you could do if you married a Thai lady? So what's the answer? All right. I'll let you know a little bit later on in the stream. And I don't want to forget, so I'll put it somewhere where I don't forget. Because I forgot joke of the week last week until Franco. Franco, if I forget that, look, I propped it up there. Let me know. And do you know what's really strange? I go looking for videos to share with you guys, anything humorous or interesting. And I found this 5-second, 10-second clip. I'll play it for you now. And it's really weird because it's a Thai girl, but she's obviously grown up in America. So she looks Thai, but she's got that American accent. She's got no Thai accent whatsoever. So her race is Thai, obviously, 100% Thai. But it's kind of hard to click. It's a funny clip. I've got it on here because it's fun. It's kind of humorous. But have a look at this. See what you think of this.
Listen to this. Honey, what do you want to eat for dinner?
Lasagna.
He's going to have rice.
He's going to have rice. Let's do that again.
Listen to this. Honey, what do you want to eat for dinner?
Lasagna.
He's going to have rice.
I thought that was quite. She's quite cute, actually, isn't she? She probably doesn't know she's on YouTube tonight. All right, okay. So try and get the answer to that question. I'll go down to the comments. Let me say hi to a few more. We'll go down to the comments. We'll see if anybody's got the right answer yet. Rick Shoop, is it? Hi, how are you doing? Paul Hoskin, Brian Flowers is coming to the UK to renew his passport. Yeah, I like Brian's. I like Brian's streams. He's got a great sense of humor. You got to understand his sense of humor. I interviewed Brian on this channel, and Brian interviewed me on his channel. When I was in Pacha, I met him, but it was really, really briefly, just a few seconds, because he was doing business with somebody in the corner of a bar. But yeah, it'd be good to hook up with Brian. If I don't know where he's from. He's not from my area. Go hopping. Regarding marrying Thai girl, worst thing to do: one, ask her how many customers she's had. No, not that. Ask her how many strange places she had nookie. No, it's not that. Ask her how you compare in bed to others. No, much worse than that. But good effort. Good effort. Cy London. I will be giving Cambodia a visit in November. Hopefully, it should be good. I've been to Cambodia. It's not bad. It's not bad. I don't really like it as much as Thailand. Somebody joked with Ed's off to Romania, and somebody left a comment and said, "Why didn't you take Peter from Thailand bound?" And Ed said, "I forget the reason. He likes to travel on his own. We all do, right?" But he said, "I don't think Peter likes traveling. He only likes Thailand." And actually, that isn't actually true. Because of my age now, I don't really want to go traveling around because I've done it all my life. I've been to a lot of places, so I do only want to go to Thailand now. But I just thought that was quite interesting. Right, JB, Dutch Farang, the best looking ones have, okay, little Willies. Right, Andrew Hammond, here we go, right. Right, Andrew Hammond, off to Turkey at the end of next week, a whopping 39 degrees there now. Yeah, what's your channel name, Andrew? I'm trying to give it a plug here. I'm trying to get you some numbers in here. Right, Smuggling Penny, says Frankie. Parky evening, all, how you doing? Clive, I seen you, where were you leaving? I think you were on Ed's, did Ed do it wasn't last night, it was the night before Ed Sweeney did one. I seen you in there. Or was it last night? I think it was Wednesday. Right, I'm still looking for an answer for this, guys. I was asked an interesting question by a Swedish expat who has been here for years. He said, what is the worst thing you could do if you married a Thai lady? Wes, I know you're married to a Thai lady. Don't get upset. I think he meant bar girl. All right. Nino, worst thing. All right, here, let's get these answers up now. Nino, worst you can do is buying property in her name or on her name. Worse than that, Nino. Worse than that. That's what I actually said. Angels Gabel says, steal from them. Worse. I'll be surprised if anybody gets it because it's so obvious. But when I read the rest of it, I thought, oh, yeah. Right, Richard says joint bank account. No, worse than that. Mike Joan built a house on her family land. No, worse than that, Mike. Geezer says give her all the wealth you have. No, if nobody gets it, I'll read the answer out if somebody gets it. If nobody gets it, I'll I'll read it in about half an hour. Right, Andrew. Okay, so your channel, Andrew Hammond's channel, Andrew's Real World. Okay, go and have a look at that. Andrew's travelled all over the world on a budget. We had his book. We were promoting his book for Get Me Out of Here by Andrew Hammond. Good book. I've read it. Right. Alexander DuPont says, worse, put your name in your will for when you die. Put your name in your will for when you die. No, it isn't that one, Alex. JB, fart in her kettle. No, it's not that. Hi, Ben Leno. Andrew Hammond's channel is Ben Leno. No, it's not. Taxi Tilal. Peter, can you give us a few? I have to stop touching my nose. You know what? I was watching my stream from last week because sometimes what I do, I listen to it when I'm out with the dog, Benji the Beagle. I take him out in the morning and the evening, and sometimes I've got nothing to listen to. I'll listen to my stream. But last week I managed to actually watch a bit of it when I was in my kitchen, and I noticed I kept doing this, keep touching my nose. It's just habit. I don't know why I do it. I'm going to have to force myself not to do it. Taxi Talal, Peter, can you give us a few Thai sentences each week? Want to see how you're doing. My day. No, I'm doing terrible. No, I'm doing okay. Right, only in Thailand. Cheat 9 then. Yeah. Gary Hughes. I understand that. Oh, that's where we were last. Right. Okay. I understand Brian Frowes is from Coventry, so not too far from me. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. He'll be busy when he's got my contact details if he wants to contact me. Right. Still getting some answers up here. Not the right one yet. Neil says, have a baby with her. Rip money. No, not that. Mark Hanley, don't know. Only deal with Colombian girls now. Okay, haven't they got big backsides, Colombian girls? I don't know. Right, let me just let's. I'm touching my nose again. Look, right. Let's okay. Let's read out a couple of bits of news for you. Let's see what's going on in Thailand at the moment. All right. Thailand ends mandatory face mask use. Mandatory mask wearing will be limited to people with underlying illnesses, the elderly and pregnant. The easing of the pandemic restrictions will come into effect in mid-June, according to the Permanent Secretary for Public Health. The compulsory wearing of face masks will still apply to people in poorly ventilated places. It was announced Tuesday. The situation was improving faster than expected, and the disease would become an endemic disease on July 1st. Yeah, that was something that was quite hard to handle. When I was there in December/January, it was only about 28 to 30 degrees, so it wasn't as hot as it's going to be now. And it's quite awful actually walking. You know, we were walking down Sukhumvit Road in the evening. It's very stifling hot. And to wear this mask, it's awful. It's absolutely awful. Of course, when you go into the bars, most of the bars are not air conditioned, like down in Soi 4 and stuff. So when you're sitting in these open bars, you don't have to wear a mask. When you're in a restaurant, you don't have to wear a mask. But, you know, what I like to do, if I go to Soy Cowboy at the end of the night, I like to walk from Soy Cowboy, cross over at Asok, and walk all the way up to Soy 4. And I call it the walk of shame because you meet kind of everything that comes out of under every stone when you're walking late at night along Sukhumvit. And I enjoy that. But, you know, when you have to wear a mask, it is terrible. It is terrible. One more little bit of serious news here. Right, monkeypox. I'm sure you'll want to hear about this. The Public Health Ministry has issued alerts instructing all international airports to step up their screening of arrivals, especially from 17 countries where monkeypox cases have now been confirmed, according to the Deputy Minister. The ministry has not declared monkeypox a dangerous disease yet, and no domestic cases have been reported. As smallpox was eradicated in 1980, vaccination against the disease has not taken place for 40 years. However, vaccines have been developed against the virus out of concern it could be used as a bioweapon. So there you go, monkeypoxed to death. Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is it doesn't spread very easily. It's not, you know, it's quite difficult to actually catch. So they're just keeping an eye on it. So I wouldn't worry about it too much at this stage. So nearly 400 in. Welcome if you've just joined us. Let's have a look. What else we got? Let's put this one up. So this shows you it's actually getting. I know you guys don't like to see it. It's a bit depressing, but it shows you things are improving now. The numbers are coming right down. It was only a few months ago that we were looking at 21,000. Now it's like 4,000. Mark Hanley, community who's showing respect for Andy Fletcher. Yeah, Andy Fletcher. Yeah. And if you've just joined us, you don't know who Andy Fletcher is. He was the founding member of Depeche Mode. He died this week, age 60. And also Ray Liotta. I only had one beer. Ray Liotta. I always laugh when I hear people say his name. And they say Ray Lolita. It's not Lolita. It's Liotta. Right. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Jay East. Wow, amazing, great content. Okay, thank you, Jay East. Darcy says R.I.P. Rest in peace. Yeah, Mazza. Hey Pete, just checking in on my break in the truck. We'll catch up later. Have a good one. Yeah, thanks for checking up, Mazza. Well, I don't know what that's about. John McGriff says bar fine her mum. There's too much detail there, I think. Right, Dean Conley. I can't believe it. It's the first time I've actually caught up with the chats. If I've missed any of your chats, it's because I've been whizzing through it, and I've managed to catch up now. Dean says, hello, Peter. Did you know your UK pension will be frozen if you move to Thailand? Absolutely shameful by the UK government. That's only if it's more than 2 years, I believe, but you can get around that because you can keep nipping back. What I find even stranger is that they pay the £200 a year heating. What do they call it? The old pensioners, they give them, well, you won't get young pensioners, will you? The pensioners, they give them a £200 heating allowance in the winter to help them stay warm in the winter. And, what I find strange are these people who live in Spain all year round and they still get the £200. Okay, right. Wes, thank you, mate. Appreciate that again. Got some mates coming over tonight. We'll be sinking some singers. You guys have a look on my YouTube post. So Mrs. Plain Pool prices. Yeah, stick it up the channel name again, Wes. I remember you sent it to me. I can't remember off the top of my head, but thanks for the super chat. Okay. Yeah, David, I wouldn't get too concerned about that at the moment. It's not another COVID. Right, Carlito says, is your business you're opening up in Bangkok or in Hua Hin or somewhere else in Thailand? I'm not really opening up a business. What I'm doing, I'm kind of retiring, but I'm still going to work as well, if that makes sense. Now, because I'm going to do some work, I'm going to get a work permit. Don't ask me how I'm going to get it. It's a real work permit. I can pull a few strings over there and get myself a work permit. In order to get a work permit, you're supposed to have 4 Thais on your payroll, which I will have, which will cost me about 3,000 baht a month, okay, because I'm doing everything properly. I won't give you too many more details on that. But in answer to your question, the main thing I'll be doing in Thailand is YouTube, because here I get a lot of distractions. I went up to Birmingham yesterday to pick my daughter up from university. She's finished uni now. She's back home, so I've got to take her to work again tomorrow. And I'm going to give her my car, so I don't have to give her lifts. I don't need it. I'm not taking it to Thailand. And but yeah, I'll do some bits and pieces with Simon as well, which is work. I'll do YouTube. And I'll still have to pay some tax in the UK because I've got some property that I rent out. Not a lot, not big property, but it brings me a little bit of money in on the side. So, yeah, I'm just covering myself. There's a lot of guys go out to Thailand on a tourist visa or retirement visa and they work. And they're really treading a dangerous line because, it's not like the old days where you could it was a game. They'll come down hard on you. And if you get caught working in Thailand without a work permit, you're going to be in a lot of you're going to have a lot of problems. Okay. Right, Andrew, got to get this poxy monkey off my back. Yeah, right. Okay, Mike. Yes, arrived 12 hours ago. What's that, Mike? What's arrived 12 hours ago? I'm lost. Sorry. Right, Joe Sanchez. Is it can non-vaccinated enter Thailand normally in a few months? No, no. What am I on about? Yeah, you can enter if you're non-vaccinated, but the rules are different. I read them out on the stream last week. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you can't, if you're not vaccinated, you can't just get on a plane, walk into Thailand. It doesn't work like that. You have to take some go and have a look at it's all out there. I can't remember what it is at the moment, but if you're vaccinated, after they stop the Thailand pass, you'll just have to show that you've had 3, I believe it is 3 injections, not 2 now. I've had the 3rd one, so I'll be fine. But if you're not vaccinated, then there's a bit more to it. You can't just walk into the country. Right, Stephen Forex, not sure you can just nip home, Peter, for pension tax purposes. Was under impression you have to spend at least 185 days a year in Blighty to qualify for uplift, i.e. the majority of your time. Well, do you know what? I haven't really, I've been speaking to people, but I haven't really looked at it in depth yet because I'm about 4 years away. I'm 62. I don't know what's pension age now. Is it 67, 68? When it becomes a concern, I'm going to do something about it. I'm not going to lose, what is it, 500 quid a month now, 400 quid. I'm not going to lose that if I can help it. But I'm not going to come back and live in the UK just for an old age pension. You know, we'll see. I'll have to face that problem when it comes. No one's given me the right answer to this question yet about what's the worst thing you can do if married to a Thai lady. A nomad overseas. Peter, do you know if it's possible to get the 2-month tourist visa and then get 2-month extension on top of that? Well, yeah, no, you can't get 4 months like that. The way to do it, if you I'll assume from the UK or America, Australia, one of those countries where you can just get a stamp on entry. Okay, so if you don't apply for anything before you go there, so the maximum you can get when you go in is you'll get a 30 day. I think it's 30 days or 28 days, and it's not actually a visa; it's a tourist. It's a visa exempt stamp. It's meant for tourists. Okay, that's it. Now, when you're there and you've been there for 28 days or 30 days, whatever it is, and you decide, you know what, I want to stay longer, then you can go to immigration, and for about 1,900 baht, they'll give you a second month on top of that. I think it's to a maximum of 60 days, and that's your lot. But there is a way around it. If you send your passport off to the Thai embassy, wherever you are, whether you're in, whether it's London or New York, wherever you are in the world, you can apply for 2 months tourist stamp, and they will give you it. There's no hoops to jump through. It's very, very easy to get. And then when you get to Thailand, you can extend that 2 months for a further 30 days, giving you a maximum of 90 days in the kingdom. That's the only way you can do it. If you want to be longer, you either border hop or, and they've restricted that to twice a year now as well. So it's not like the old days where you could go out every month. I think it's a maximum 2 months a year now. And so the only way to do it really is either you have a retirement visa or you're going on tourist visas, work permit. There's lots of different visas. But in answer to your question, no, you can't get 128 days like that. No. Right, John Paul, thank you, mate, for that. How is the keto and intermittent fasting going? I started last Sunday and down 2 kg this week. Another 15 kg to go. Thanks for telling me about it. Right, okay, let's talk about that just for a minute. Well, you can tell I'm not on it yet, can't you? Because I'm drinking beer. So I've sent off for a cookery book, a keto. You know, I lost a lot of weight. I lost about 23 kilos before I went to Thailand. We've had winter. You need a lot of food to keep the calories going. I've lost my mojo, as it were. I couldn't be bothered dieting. I put a bit of weight back on. I've decided, because I'll be going back out to Thailand in a few months, or less than a few months, I need to lose the weight again. And Simon, my friend, is on the keto diet in Bangkok. Now, you can't drink beer, you can't have carbohydrates, but you can eat a lot of fatty food and you'll lose weight. And I've sent off for a cookery book, because the problem when you're on a diet, you run out of things. You think, well, what can I eat? Well, I can't eat that. I can't eat that. And I know it's all on the internet, but I wanted a book. So when I sit and have my coffee in the morning, I can go through it and think, right, I'll have these 2 meals today. I can nip to the co-op or wherever, buy the ingredients and then cook them. And that way I'm eating healthy. I'm not just, when I lost the weight before, I was eating like a banana or an apple, a bowl of porridge for dinner. I don't want to do that again because it was really tough. I'm going to try this keto diet, but the book hasn't arrived. It was supposed to arrive Wednesday. I've had a notification that it will come on Monday. So if it comes on Monday, I'll start on Tuesday. And of course, I will keep everybody up to date. And I don't want to burst your bubble, Paul. Well done with the 2 kilos. But I will warn you, from my diet, when I lost the 23 kilos, you lose about 3 kilos very, very fast. That's because you lose the water, and then it slows down, and you should be looking at losing anywhere between a half a kilo and a kilo a week maximum. That's healthy then. Okay, but I'll be on it soon, so I'll be doing the same as you. Right, over 400 in now. Good to see everyone in tonight. Let's have a look who we got. Lee Hughes, how many vaccinations do you need for Thailand? Is it considered that you are fully vaccinated? Well, you need 3 now. They've announced that you need 3. That's if they drop the Thailand pass. You will need a 3. So you've got your regular 2. Then I went for a booster. They sent me an email, and I went for a booster. The Monjana, is it something like that? Right. I've had 2, but not bothered with the boosters, as despite the jabs, I caught COVID. Yeah, I caught it as well. But the thing is, when I I caught COVID before the word COVID was even out, and I didn't know what it was, and it was bad. I hadn't had any injections, and I caught it in December of 2019, and all the big announcements started coming out around March 2019. Oh, we've got this big disease called COVID. Well, I caught it, and I hadn't had any injections, and it was bad. I had it bad. And I was frightened, I'll be honest with you, because what happened was I was laying on my sofa every day, all day, fast asleep. I just couldn't wake up. And when I did wake up, I just couldn't pull myself over the sofa, off the sofa, just to go to the loo. I mean, I had absolutely no energy. I felt like, I can't explain it to you guys. I mean, it was awful, awful. One night, one of the scariest things that happened to me, one night I was laying in bed, fast asleep, and I woke up and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't get any air. And I don't mean it was difficult to breathe. I just woke up and I felt like I was suffocating. Luckily, it was a windy night. I didn't know what was happening. I jumped out of bed like suffocating, opened my window, windy night, stuck my head out of my bedroom window, started breathing normally, went back to bed, didn't think nothing of it, woke up in the morning normal. It took a month to shake it. And at the time, I remember saying to my wife, look, I'm really worried about this because I've had bad flus throughout my life, but the longest I've lasted for generally 10 days to 2 weeks. But this COVID, before we knew what COVID was, it was frightening. I had it. It was really, it really knocked me for six. And this thing about the breathing was frightening. I mean, it was, like I say, it wasn't like I was struggling to breathe. I mean, I couldn't breathe, and I felt like I was suffocating. So then I found out what it was. Now, the thing, I'm still talking about your question. Now, you said you've caught COVID even though you got vaccinated. But the thing is, when I caught it in Bangkok, I had a sore throat for 2 days, and that was it. Okay, I tested positive for a week, but I felt absolutely normal. So what I would say to you is, yes, you definitely have to go and get that third injection if you plan to go into Thailand when they abolish the Thailand pass. And I wouldn't say that the two vaccines that you've had have been a waste of time, because they definitely haven't. If you use me as a guinea pig, as such to say, like I say, the time when I hadn't had any vaccines and I think it nearly killed me, but I got over it, thankfully. And the last time in Bangkok where, I've got a sore throat, they wouldn't let me on the plane. So yeah, a long way to answer your question, but I hope that's enlightened you a bit, as they say. Okay, Lee Hughes, how many vaccines? Oh, I've just read that one. That's the one we just spoke about. Okay, let's have a look. Where are we? Falling behind again in the chat. Okay, still people guessing. Worst thing, pay. We're still on this question. What is the worst thing you could do if you married a Thai lady? Worst thing, pay 20 sinsod. No, worse than that. Right. Joe Sanchez says, I have no vaccines. I work outside interacting with dozens of people every day, and I've never had so much as a sore throat. Yeah, that's fine. There are people who are lucky like that. But if you go into Thailand, you've just got to play by their rules, haven't you? You can't get to the airport and tell them what you've just put here. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to jump through the hoops for them, haven't you? Right, John Paul, taxi driver, good man, must be counting down the day. All right, you're talking to someone else. Okay, thank you, Mark. I'll put that up there. Paul Leverage said, it is only... I've lost you, Paul. I've lost your... where's that gone? I've lost it. You said you only need 2 or so. You definitely need 3 if they cancel the Thailand pass, because I've read it on the Thai website. But I've lost your comment now. There we go. Let's put that up there. Right. It is only 2 to be considered fully vaccinated. Yeah, but we're talking about Thailand's new rules. We're not talking about what we'll say here in the UK. Yeah, you're fully vaccinated here with 2. But what they're saying in Thailand, if we drop the Thailand pass, you need 3 injections. You need 3. You need to be vaccinated with 3. That's 100%. Okay, I'm not giving you false information here. That is what the Thai government has said. If we drop the Thailand pass, if you're vaccinated, you can come in. There's no messing about, but you need 3 jabs. All right, that's their rules. Is that another super chat there? Paradise Live. Thank you, mate. Look, all the beers there. Right, let's have another one. Good excuse to have another one. Have I got something I can put on while I'm doing that? I'm struggling to find stuff now. Let's do a PG tips. Let's do a PG tips. Let's get rid of. Thank you, Paradise Life. I do appreciate the super chats. I'm going to pour a beer. So let me get this on for you.
Chloe.
Oh, hello, Ada.
Hello, Dolly.
Oh, I've been on my feet all morning. Make us a cup of PG, love.
Your favourite.
Oh, me back's killing me ironing my Phil's golf shirts.
Still at it, is he?
Yeah, he likes to play around. Or two.
Here, Dolly, can you smell something burning?
Yeah, it's me. I've just scored a hole in one. Here, Ada, I'm fed up with this blinking washing up.
You've always got your hands in the sink, Dolly. Relax and have a cup of PG.
My Phil always calls me his little dishwasher.
What do you call him then?
Bone idle.
So, how's it going then, boys?
I can't get a picture out your telly, missus.
I'm not surprised. That's the microwave.
Mate,
You Stan, I got a picture.
you never.
Looks like a spaghetti western.
Oh, don't talk bolognese.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit dated now, aren't they? I still like them, but you know, even the accents are dated now. We don't speak like that anymore in the UK. You know, the plum in the mouth, as it were. Okay, nobody got the right answer yet. What is the worst thing you could do if you're married to a Thai lady? Nobody got it yet. I'm going to read it out soon. You'll be kicking yourself. Right. Paul says that is for the Thailand pass. They will not drop the Thailand pass, just the insurance part of it. No, they're talking about they're dropping the Thailand pass for the Thais 1st of June, and hopefully for the rest of us in July. The numbers are coming down now. They've already announced, the government, the health ministry have announced that they're dropping it for the Thais on the 1st of June. That is definitely happening. Right, Kay Jensen. Thank you, mate, for that. I appreciate that. €5. That's going straight into the beer fund. Okay, who we got in? Did I say hi to Gemini Star? Organic wine, 0 additives. That sounds amazing. Yeah. Okay. Dutch Frank, did you know if you write pounds fully in the chat, your message won't come up? Really? No, I didn't know that. Right, Mike. When I came through Bangkok airport yesterday, they glanced a few seconds at my Thailand pass, and though quicker than December. Yeah, the thing is, Mike, I found when I went with a Thailand pass in December, it was in Heathrow, like this end, that they really wanted to scrutinize it. They got the barcode off it and everything. Once I got to Thailand, it was just kind of like, yeah, we need to see it, but it wasn't so serious as this end. I'm sure even the Thais are getting sort of blasé about it now. Right, Javier Lopez says, Peter, did you watch a video with Eddie talking about the spending in his holidays in Thailand? I believe it was around £8,000 in 4 months. What do you think about that? Well, I didn't watch it. I would like to watch it. I've done my own videos on budgets for budget travelers, high-end travelers, that sort of thing. I've got a video. Can't remember what it's called. But the thing with Ed, I've worked out with Ed, he is a budget traveler. I mean, when he goes to the airport, he's on a National Express coach. He doesn't take a taxi. You know, he stays in kind of budget hotels, real budget hotels. And from what I've seen on his last trip, you know, he's not, I'm going to try and say it in a polite way because I don't want to fall out with Ed, but he's not a big spender, I don't think. He doesn't like throw it around. So 8,000 for 4 months. What's that a month? That's 2,000 a month. He's done quite well, 2,000 a month. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. But of course, it's different if you live there, because if you're living out of a suitcase in a hotel, you're paying, even if you get a cheap hotel, it's still more expensive. You know, you can rent a room even in Bangkok for 10,000 baht a month. That's £250 a month, isn't it? And then you end up paying maybe £60, £80 for your aircon, a little bit for your water. So you can live a lot cheaper. And then, of course, when you live there, you know the places to eat and shop. And you're not going to be going out to Nana Plaza 7 nights a week if you live there, are you? And, of course, Pattaya is much cheaper than Bangkok, as you know. I was actually shocked when I was there in December because I spent 3 weeks 2 or 3 weeks in Bangkok. I went down to Pattaya, met Trevor from Buzz in Pattaya. We went out to dinner not out to dinner, that sounds kind of quite formal. We met up and we had some food about 4 o'clock in a kind of little restaurant across from the hotel, Flipper Lodge, where I was staying in Soi 8. And yeah, I mean, when I seen the food come and what it cost, I was actually amazed. And I kept saying to Trevor, wow, I can't believe the prices here, because compared to Bangkok, yeah, it was like 25%. You know, you could get 4 dishes for the price of 1 dish in Bangkok. And on Soi 8, they've got some good restaurants off Sukhumvit, Soi 8. You've got the Monsoon restaurant, very good food, great hamburger in there, great Caesar salad. I used to go in there a lot, but you're talking on average without drinks, you're talking 300 baht for a meal. Now, they are good meals, they're plentiful, they're tasty and they're very good, but 300 baht is about £7.50. I know that's not a huge amount of money, but if you did that twice a day, every day, it soon mounts up, doesn't it? Okay. Right. Milton Walter Company LLC. Hello from the shelf drilling. What's that? Off the coast of Angola. Oh, really? Oh, good to have you in, mate. Good to have you in. Right. Where's again? Texas, one of my sister-in-laws and mother-in-law have right behind the SCB Bank. All right. Right. Another answer here. Pesky McNuggets, worst thing you can do is look at another girl. No, worse than that, Pesky McNuggets. Worse than that. I shall read it out to you soon, put you out your misery. James Casey said, right, Airbnb the way to go if you're doing a few months in Bangkok. You said that before, James, and after you said it, I made a note of it, and I went and looked the following day on the Saturday after I uploaded the stories. And for where I want to stay, I couldn't find anything that was good and cheap. There was good places, but they were on a par. The price were on a par of some of the hotels I know. I can get a decent hotel for £19 a night in Sukhumvit Soi 4. That's where I always stay. £19 a night, that's quite cheap. But I'm only going to book for a week when I go in August because I'm probably going to stay 2 months. I'm going to book for a week and then I'll have a look around, have a real serious look around. Okay. Right, I'll come back to that one. Big Bass 255. I want all three girls behind you. That's a bit greedy, isn't it? 3. The one in the gold dress is quite. I won't go there. Right, Stephen 4X. Now I said I'd come back to that other comment. Where is it? Let me see. James Casey. James Casey. Yes, I thought about doing an Airbnb at Unix. Is it in Pattaya? Yeah. I like hotels though because when you stay, well, I can't say I've never stayed in an Airbnb, but I would imagine it's like just somebody giving you the keys to an apartment for a month. I like the fact in a hotel that the room gets cleaned and you've got that maid service. Okay, another guess here. Stephen Forex says worst thing is to make someone lose face. No, it's worse than that, mate. Worse than that. Mark Hanley. You and Trevor going out to dinner sounds a bit loved up, Peter. Not only does it sound a bit loved up, guess what the name? Guess what the name of the restaurant was? It wasn't I say restaurant. It makes it sound so formal. It was a kind of small place, restaurant, eatery, whatever. So come out to Flipper Lodge, and you're saying you and Trev going out sounds a bit loved up, Pete. You won't believe this. Guess what the name of the place was we went to eat? It was called the Sailor Bar. I mean, how about that? Well, from what you said, the Sailor Bar. And I stayed at the Flipper Lodge because I got 800 baht a night, I think it was, right on the beach road there, just at the end. And as you come out across the road, you got the Sailor Bar. Not bad food, actually. Quite good prices. Right, Parky, thanks for reminding me about the Monsoon restaurant. I went there on your recommendation last visit to Thailand. It was excellent. Yeah, I'll tell you somewhere else that's good on Soi 8. So say you come out the Monsoon restaurant, there's Sukhumvit, so don't head towards Sukhumvit, head the other way, and then you've got the Stable Lodge Hotel, which is where I stayed. Right next door to it, you've got a place called Deck 5, and you go in there and they do some great food, they do some great breakfasts as well. You get good breakfast in there, about 160, 180, but I mean a real good, thick baking, good quality sausages, egg, the whole, good fry up in the morning, excellent. Yeah, Monsoon is a very, very good place to eat, but it is expensive. But then if you go there on vacation, it doesn't really matter, does it? JB says, I joined the gym the other day and it was £150 a month. I said to the receptionist that I expect to be able to use the ladies' changing room at that price. Could have asked them about the shaving debate. All right. Right. Have I said hi to Paul Shackleton tonight? 99 likes. Hit the like button. We've got 99. That's more than 102 now. Okay. Wow. An hour gone by and I haven't done anything. All right. I think I need to give you the answer to this. Nobody's got it. So let me read this email out now. Oh, I brought this with me tonight. I don't think I'm going to use it because you know what's going to happen. Right, let's get back to this. Okay, so I'm going to read the whole thing now. Okay, I only read to there last time. And remember, this is from the Swedish guy. It's not from me, so don't get your knickers in a twist if you don't like this. Okay, so, and it's so, when you hear it, you think, yeah, Christ, why didn't I think of that? I did. Right, I'll just read it as he sent it. I was asked an interesting question by a Swedish expat who has been here for years. He said, what's the worst thing you could do if married to a Thai lady? I answered incorrectly. Buy a house and land in her name. He said far worse than that. The correct answer was to buy life insurance. Yeah. The worst thing you can do is buy life insurance. When she finds out she is the beneficiary, she will have you bumped off. One case, now this is a true story now. One case in Konkan recently was a lady organizing her brother and his friend to run her Farang husband over with a car. He survived but sustained terrible injuries. Give the Thai police some credit though. They traced the texts and calls from all their mobiles, and eventually she received 13 years in jail. So there you go. I mean, look, I don't want to paint all Thai girls with it. Most Thai girls are decent, respectable girls. They wouldn't dream of doing something like that. And I'm sure a lot of the bar girls wouldn't as well. But, you know, if you're one of these guys who's got a girl from a bar and you've converted her into goody two shoes, you better think twice before you sort of get that life insurance out. But yeah, quite interesting, wasn't it? All right, James Casey, here we go again. We're on the Airbnb. Right, I've seen some for 330, is that euros or dollars? Euros a month with gym and pool, and for around 400 to 500 euros or £16 a night, you can get a really decent place that will be serviced. Okay. I quite like the hotel where I stay, though. It's £19 a night. This, what did you say? It was 16 euros. I mean, I know the Thai staff. I've been staying in that hotel for the best part of 25 years when I'm in Bangkok. And I know it sounds corny, but it really is like a home from home. The coffee shop's Thai coffee shop, but it's pretty good. You can get a plate of fried rice. They do a good steak in there. The staff are friendly. It's safe. I've never had an issue. I've never seen a cockroach or a rat in the rooms or in the lobby or anything like that. Yeah, what can you say? £19 a night. You wouldn't, you know, they wouldn't even let you sleep in the car park of the travel lodge for £19 a night in the UK. But I'm going to have a look anyway. I'm not dismissing it. Yeah, Black Bolt, you're right. Not half life insurance. That's freaking scary. You bet. Big base McLaren F1 race. I thought she was looking at her PKR. That's short for something there. Okay. TG2450. Is Staple Lodge good value for money? The pictures look a bit outdated and the price is pretty high. Okay. I stayed in the Staple Lodge because it was recommended to me by Damon, who I haven't seen in here tonight. I know he's got an early start in the morning, but he recommended the hotel. Now, normally, went before COVID, they were charging about 1,800 baht a night. I was paying 1,000 baht a night because they stripped the rooms. They emptied the mini bars. There was no tea and coffee facilities. Itchy hooter again. It's good value. It's an old hotel, but it's been renovated. They've changed all the bathrooms and everything. It's a nice hotel for the price. It's a great location because you come out of Soy 8, you've got the Monsoon restaurant, you've got Deck 5, you've got a few bars along there. The Nana station is closer to Soy 8 than it is to Nana, Soy 4. You know, you come out the end of Soy 8 and the stairs are hit the escalators here. Or you can just cross over the road and hit the bars in Soy 5, Soy 7. You've got Foodland in Soy 5. That's cheap, Foodland. And 24 hours in there. But yeah, I mean, you've got a huge balcony, massive balcony. It's a fairly quiet hotel. The beds are to die for. They must be the most comfortable beds I've ever slept in the Staple Lodge. I didn't eat there. I found the menu was a bit kind of limited and expensive. But is it a good place to stay? Is it value for money? I'd say, yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. Paul Hoskin, right, what was you going to come out with now, Paul? Being a monger means your girlfriends are always 20 to 30. I don't know. I know you're only joking, Paul, but if I was out there single and I was looking for a girl, I wouldn't go for a 20, 30-year-old. I mean, I'm 62. What would I talk to her about? 20 years old? My daughter's 25. No, but each to his own. Cats and good coffee again. The worst thing is not being a MGTOW. Well, I've given you the answer now, but I don't even know what that means. Shows you what a dinosaur I am. Having a little poke at somebody there, I think. Avoid the swan in, or as I called it when I had Ed on the stream as my guest, the Bates Motel. Right, James Casey, I'm sure you're on a backhander from these people, James. Of course, 19 to 25 hotel is good value, and you can find some decent value hotels. But Airbnb for long-term and value, I'll stay in a hotel for a few weeks then and there. Well, James, like I said, I'm not dismissing it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stick with what I know with for a week. I'm not going to book up for 2 months. I'm going to go out there for a week because I know I like it for a week. That's fine. I will spend my first week looking at hotels, looking at Airbnb. You know, the internet, brilliant. I can sit in a hotel room. I've got a new laptop now that's all singing, all dancing. So, yeah, I'll look again when I'm there. Hassam Mufti, is it? Great name. Hi, in Bangkok 30 years ago, there were houses called Lady Home and they had numbers like 52, 74 and so on. Do these houses still exist or are they forbidden? No, they still exist. They're not. They're slightly different format now. They're called fish tanks. So when you go in there, you have a glass window, a big, huge glass window, and inside you have carpeted steps. And the girls sit on these carpeted steps. Sometimes you can have up to 100 girls in there, and they have the numbered buttons. And the idea is it's massage upstairs. You know, you get the bath, the soapy massage, and everything. And you sit there. You can have a drink, choose a number of the girl you like, and go up and get full body massage. But no, it's still very much there, all over Thailand actually. Right. Taxi Low says, what's the lowest age you'll go for, Peter? Girls you talk about. Well, I can't really get into it too much because, you know, I'm still married and I haven't done it. And let's go into an imaginary world. Say I was single, I'd never had a wife. I mean, I'm 62. I think 37, 38 would be the absolute lowest for me for a relationship. I'm talking about a relationship, you know, because, you know, how can I date someone who's 25 and have a serious relationship? It's just not possible, is it? You know, what are you going to talk about? Boy bands? You know, some guys, you know, it's just, yeah. Right, Damon. Right, I'm here, Peter, and said good evening before the start of the stream. Great stream, by the way. Thanks, Damon. I missed that one, but I've been recommending the Stable Lodge, so you recommend it to me. You might not get a room next time we go back. All these guys will be booking up. Okay, what should we do now? 106. I'm very hesitant to do the Ladyboy competition. I've got it here. But when I put it on, I lose a lot of people out the stream because I guess there's guys who are not into it, but there is a lot of guys who are into it, so I'll keep doing it. Fondas Livo, is it? Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. What are the quarantine regulations in Thailand now? I plan to visit in Bangkok in July. Please, can you tell me? Yeah, from 1st of June, there isn't any quarantine. So you get your Thailand pass, you arrive there, and that's it. You're in. Okay. Right, Stephen Forex says total guess. I don't know. Is that me? Did I guess something? Did you guess something? Right, Jos. P.S. Peter, this is the first time I've managed to catch your stream. Happy to be here. Yeah, happy to have you in here, Jos. How many we got in now? 425. Somebody said to me once, "Oh, you worry about how many people are in the stream." I don't worry. I just like to know because I could be sitting here talking. Look, and there's nobody here talking to myself. Right. Okay. Peter. Freetwell, is it? I haven't had you in the stream before. The people who leave aren't comfortable in themselves. Oh, getting very deep there, Peter. Very deep. I haven't heard from. Do you remember the guy who calls himself I Am Joy? He went into hospital last week. He took a picture of himself. He's in the toilet in the hospital vaping, right? But he had something with his heart and he went in for an operation. I hope he did okay. I haven't heard from him since that one. So. If you're out there, I Am Joy, send us a message. Let us all know how you're doing. We'd like to know that you got through okay. Christopher Doyle, what's on the board, Mrs. Ford? I won't be catching people out this week. There is only one ladyboy. Last week I did a trick where they're all ladyboys. There is only one this week. And of course I got the Hooters competition again. Right, Black Bolt. Right, what does that say? Silas narrows the age gap by a decade, Peter. Give it a shot. It's for me, you know, with a relationship, for me, it's not just the intimate part. For me, it's it's very important to be able to have some kind of dialogue with somebody, some sensible dialogue, you know. Paul Shackleton, do the Ladyboy competition. I'm a few drinks in, so probably do it badly. What do you reckon, guys? Ladyboy competition. How many we got in? I have to see how many I lose. Right, Paul Shackleton, do the Ladyboy competition. We just read that one. Damon. Hi, Franco De Rosa. Yes, busy stream. Great stuff. Yeah. Nick T says the birds look 10 years younger anyway. They do. They do. I've met Thai girls through friends. And I was with a friend who was having dinner with a Thai girl. And I was there, Mr. Gooseberry, Billy No Mates. And they invited me. And I just assumed, I don't know why. I looked at her and I thought, oh, she's about 30. And she was actually 50, this woman, you know, and I couldn't believe it. You know, they look so much younger, don't they? Right. The rookie cameraman. Love the stories, Peter, and a big fan of Ed Sweeney too. Right. Well, if you've just joined us this Sunday, 3 p.m., Ed and I are doing a joint stream. I'll host it. I asked him if he wanted to host it, but he said you host it, so I'll host it. But Ed and I are doing a stream this Sunday at 3 p.m. There'll be no beers in the stream from my end because I don't drink in the daytime. I'll be on the coffee, so we'll have to see how that goes. But that's this Sunday coming. Danish, painting his nails pink. Okay, Nino. Honestly, I've been trying to have some chats with bar girls, but it's really hard to talk with them. You always get the impression they don't understand or don't care. Well, you've got to remember, I mean, they probably don't really, do they? Because they're there to make money, aren't they? They're only interested in money. If you want to get the most out of a bar girl, if you go, say, on holiday and you want to have a bit of a relation, like what they call a holiday girlfriend, if you take one out and take it to the island for a few days, something like that, then you'll get a lot more out of her. You'll find they're a little bit more, well, a lot more engaging. Right, Taxi to Lao, will you be able to do live streams in Thailand, EI, at different times that suits? Yeah, this is going to be a problem because I've done this stream religiously now at 9 p.m. Friday night UK time. And when I was in Thailand in December, I actually got up at 3 o'clock in the morning. That was tough, being out at night drinking, setting my clock, waking up at 3 in the morning, sitting on the edge of the bed, and all I wanted to do was get back in and pull the covers. I was so tired, but I did the live stream because I wanted to keep it going for everyone. And it went well. And the first one I did in Bangkok, the picture quality was absolutely terrible. I had nearly 900 people in the stream. Can you imagine? 900. And a lot of super chats as well. Guys were really kind for me. And in fact, the super chats I gained on that one stream allowed me to stay in Bangkok for another week, believe it or not. Right. Wes Appleyard says, I'm 62 and the missus is 45, so no problems. Yeah, good age gap. Wes, good age gap. She got a sister? Right, Joe Dirt. Nino, pull out 1,000 baht note and she'll care a lot more. Yeah, it's that joke on the card, wasn't it, last week? What 6 inches long and gets a bar girl excited? 1,000 baht note. Right, okay, let's not mess about now, guys. Let's see what we've got for you. We've done that. Right, let's do the Ladyboy competition. Right, so we'll get rid of this. Right, you've been doing it for weeks and weeks and weeks now, guys. So we need a few right answers. Right. Before I do that, look, Citizen Mikey's come right in there. It's not even shown on my screen yet. Let me just do Damon's comment. My Thai partner is 38. I haven't seen her for 2 years. I hope she hasn't aged. I will have to do a diversion at the airport. Yeah, but the thing is, Damon, it's like an old wine, isn't it? The older it gets, the more nicer it tastes. You know what I mean? Right. Citizen Mikey, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Peter, what is your favorite Thai island? I haven't got a favourite one. They're all nice, aren't they? They're all pretty much the same. I mean, if I had to pick one, I don't know. I couldn't pick one, to be honest with you. But they're all pretty much, they're all good, aren't they? I can't name it's easy to say I can't name a bad one. But what I am going to name now, we're going to do the Ladyboy competition, right? I'm going to leave these up for a full minute. I'll put some nice music for you. Just 1 minute. People disappearing already. Right. Just tell me the number of the Ladyboy. There's only one, guys. No tricks this week. There's 8 pictures, 7. It's really difficult because you can't see their hands and feet and stuff. Take a wild guess and just tell me which one of these is the Ladyboy. Pretty difficult, wasn't it? Pretty difficult. All right, let's go through these answers, see if anybody got it right. Stephen 4x6, no, sorry. Let's explore, no. Where's Appleside? I'll just say no, that means you didn't get it, okay? John Paul, no. Sniper Jules, is it? No. Nino. All right, you're talking to someone else. I've lost my, hang on, I've got to go back now. Where are we? Javier, 1. Brian Street, no. It wasn't 4. Just D, is it 3? No. Mark P, no. Steve P, 3, no. Matthew Olcorn, no. You never get it, Matthew. Never do you? Yeah, I'm gonna phone you up one day and tell you the answer just so you can get it right at one time. Feel sorry for you now, actually. Pesky McNuggets, no. Gentleman's Patio, no. Spicy Rolls, no. Richard Meller, no. Joe Dirt, no. Clive Allen, no. Rumble, no. Citizen Mikey, no. Nick T, no. Mike Sands, no. Leeds, no. Another right correct one there from Alex. Will Smith, no. Seaman, no. TG2450, no. David Craig, no. Gaza 62, no. Anomad Overseas, no. Barang, no. Damon, yes. Paul Falcon, no. Gemini Star, no. Errol Palmer, well done. James Casey, well done. Smiler McGee, no. Fondus Lavanio, sorry, no. Angels Cabell, no. Lower 2181, no. 20 Rothmans, no. The Rookie Cameraman, no. Richard Harris, no. Vlad the Inhaler, no. Paul Everidge, well done. Jolly Fox, no. Jeff Sayer, is it? No. TJ Riley, no. Franco, way out, mate, way out. Clive, I don't know what that is. MRN, no. Joe Sanchez, no. Peter J, no. Gonna have to get the answers up in a minute, guys. Gabor Palkas, is it? Well done to you. Mike M, no. Lambros, I've got to put one in, haven't I, Mike? I can't put none. Clive, you've said the same, none. No, there is one in there. Paul Viking, no. Gary B71, no. Dave Stewart, no. B to not to be. A lot of people say number 7, but it's not number 7. Richard Woolley, no. Bully Boy, no. Parky, no. World Traveller, no. S. Dickerson, no. Big Bass, well done. Dutch Frang, no. Only in Thailand, no. Mike Jones, no. I'm going to have to give the answer in a minute. Jan K, well done. McLaren, no. Clive, you haven't got it. Right, that's it. Let's put the answers up, okay? I know it's really difficult this week, guys, but here is the answers. Okay, well done to you. There were a few right answers there. It was number 1, but it is very, very difficult when you look at pictures. And I make it kind of harder because you can't see their hands and their feet, and that's normally a giveaway, isn't it? The Hooters competition coming up in about 5-10 minutes. It's a lot easier. I'm expecting a lot of guys to get that right tonight, okay? But while we're in the mood now, I did a sneaky one while that was playing. Look, cheers, guys. And you will now see a rapid change in colour on my chubby chops now. I've got to get this diet going, guys. Look at that. Look. And I had a haircut this week, and the guy, he's not a barber, he's a butcher. Look at it, how much he took off. Anyway, enough of me. Right, joke of the week, guys. Joke of the week. And I thought this one was quite a good one. You might have heard it. I hope you haven't. All right, here we go. A man walked into a bar after a long day at work. As he began to drink his beer, he heard a voice say seductively, "You've got great hair." The man looked around but couldn't see where the voice was coming from, so he went back to his beer. A minute later, he heard the same voice say, "You're a handsome man." The man looked around but still couldn't see where the voice was coming from. When he went back to his beer, the voice said again, "What a stud you are." The man was so baffled by this that he asked the bartender what was going on. The bartender said, "Oh, don't worry, it's only the peanuts. They're complimentary." That's probably one of the better jokes I've had on there. Right, let's get back to the comments. We've still got the Hooters competition to go. I'll tell you what, guys, I've just got a nip to the loo. Still over 400 in. Good to have everyone in. Let me just nip to the loo. I'll put this one up quick. I'll be back in under a minute. That's better. It's all that beer, you see. That's what it is. Right. No, I lost a few now. Right, guys. I want to just tell you something about something. If you've got Netflix, in the UK especially, I'm watching a great series at the moment, and you might like this because I'm married to a Korean woman at the moment, and a lot of you guys out there are married to Thai girls or maybe foreign girls. What this series is about, it's called White Teeth. That's what the series is called, right? And it's 4 episodes, and it's basically about, it's a UK around, it starts off around 1974, and there's some a Jamaican girl and Indians, Pakistanis, and it's about the relationships they have with English people when they first get to the UK. There's relationships between Indian men and English girls, and the other way round, and the Jamaican girl and an English guy. And then it goes through the years to, at the moment, I'm on the 3rd episode, which is 1992. There's some great music tracks in there as well from the era, especially from the 80s and the 90s. And it's really interesting. And if you're in a mixed marriage, or you're just interested in culture or those times, it was harder for foreigners in the sort of 70s. It wasn't like it was today. And it's kind of, it's not comedy, it's not serious. There's a serious side to it, but there's also a lot of great music, and there's also a bit of comedy to it. So if you've got a chance, guys, you've got nothing to watch, just look that up on Netflix. It's called White Teeth. It's real good, believe me, real good. Right, okay, let's carry on with, and I'm not on any backhanders there. I've lost about 50 people now. They're all gone off to watch Netflix. Right, okay, let's catch some good coffee. Jesus, people is impatient. Peter went to the bathroom and people started to leave. Yeah, well, I mean, what can you say? But thanks for that. Harold Bishop says, I like joke. I'm going to tell all my friends. You like that one, did you, Harold? I've actually heard it before, but do you know what I do? I've got on the internet, I've got some joke pages, and what I do, I have to read a lot of them. And when I've read a joke, if it doesn't put a smile on my face, I won't print it out. And when I read that bit, and it was like the punchline was like, oh, don't worry, it's the peanuts, they're complimentary. I actually laughed out loud, smiled loud. So I thought, yeah, that'll be a good joke of the week. Right. Doc Strange, greetings, Peter from California. Yeah, hi, Doc. Good to have you in, mate. Stephen, you've been generous again. Another super chat there. Let's get that up there. Right, I might have to stay for an hour now because you guys have been quite generous tonight. Oh, no, I shouldn't have said that because that sounds like somebody told me last week there's a YouTuber who says he'll come on, and I hate this term e-beggar, but there's a YouTuber, what he'll do is say, right, well, I think I've had enough now. If you guys want me to stay, start giving me some super chats or I'm going. And that's terrible, absolutely terrible. And rewind, I didn't say what I just said. Right, okay. James Casey, Phuket caused something downhill over the years, especially during COVID. Phuket bounced back quickly. Yeah, well, they're not back, James. They're not back to normal yet. It will take a long time. So let's see. I'd like to tell you what I'm going to do when I get to Bangkok, when I get to filming for YouTube, but I don't want to tell you here because what will happen, I know there's other YouTubers, they do watch the stream and people struggle for content. And I don't want to say, well, when I go there, I intend to do this. And somebody's there already and they're thinking, wow, I didn't think of that. I'll do that. And then it gets done and I'll be kicking myself, giving my game plan away. So you'll have to wait for that. Yeah. That's a very pretty girl there. Charlie Stewart, you had that picture up before, haven't you? Let's do that one again. If you come in late, have you seen this?
Listen to this. Honey, what do you want to eat for dinner?
Lasagna.
He's going to have rice.
I wouldn't mind having rice with her. Right, let's do... okay, let's do this. Let me get rid of this chat. Right, hang on. Let's do the second one of these for tonight.
The city is restless. We need to acquire a company or two.
Sir, Consolidated Bananas is up for grabs.
Don't be a chump. I want something of taste, distinction, something the shareholders will swallow.
PG tips, Sir Simeon.
Brilliant! You'll buy PG tips.
But I already did, love.
It's a taste.
Good morning, my dear.
Oh, Mr. Shilling, there's been a hold-up.
I know, Miss Spent. Roadworks on the ring road, don't you know?
No, we've had burglars. Oh.
Bunglers, more like. They've missed our liquid assets. Time for a cuppa, I fancy.
Oh.
Mr. Shilling, we found a tea leaf in the kitchen.
Tea leaf?
I'll admit it, it's a fair cup, Gav.
Come on, you lot. Get into a group.
Hey, Hey, Dad, do I look all right?
Like a film star, love.
Yeah, Frankenstein.
You better watch out for those steps. Jet!
Quiet, the film's rolling.
Looks like Beadle needs a cup of PG tips.
This tea deserves an Oscar.
Dad, is this film gonna be an X?
No, a PG.
You recognise the laugh at the end, don't you? It's Sid James from the Carry On movies. Okay. I don't know if I'll have any more of them next week. I think I'm running out now. Who's that? Give me a super chat. So thank you for that. A super sticker from Charles White. Thanks, Charlie. Appreciate that. Okay, let's go back to some of the. Let me get this back up for the latecomers. Right. Chinky Bad Boy. Planning to go to Pattaya in 2 weeks. Anyone up for a drink? Me? You'll have a good time there. What I've noticed as well, there's a lot of people who come into this stream and who send me messages, and they've never thought about going to Thailand. They've never been to Thailand. And what they've done during lockdown, a lot of people are, they're watching TV a lot more. They're watching movies on, they're just watching it. They're taking a lot more content in. Not so much now because it's eased off, but when, everybody was under lockdown, people were working from home, and a lot more people. I've had messages from people saying, I never thought of, I don't know how your thumbnail ended up in my watch list, but I watched a couple of your videos, and then they go off and watch other videos about Thailand. And I've had quite a few guys come in and say, look, I've never thought about going to Thailand. I've never been to Thailand. But after watching all these videos from everybody, I'm going to go for sure, because it looks fun. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but there are a lot more people going to go to Thailand. Darcy Dyer says she's a stunner. Which one? Okay, let's see if we can have a change here. Have we got something? Let's have a look. Did we put this one up from last week? No, we'll put that one up again. Quite a nice nighttime image there. Right. Right, Joe's. Peter, you had Michael on the channel a couple of days ago. I believe he said it would take years for certain sections to bounce back, if they bounce back at all. Yeah, Michael's quite an intelligent guy. He's, he runs his business AVG Sports, or I always say it wrong. It's AGV Sports. They make motorcycle appraisal. And I've just, hang on, let me just see what Frankel said there. Yeah, I've just done a video with Michael, and it was about working in Thailand, working. And it's quite interesting. Michael's quite an intelligent guy. And he's right. Right, what's Frankel saying? Thailand bound. Time check. Remember, 1.5 hours. I'm off to bed soon, as I've got an early job to do tomorrow, but I think your subscribers might want to keep me going. Let's have a vote, please. Right. So basically, Frankel's tired. He wants to go to bed. So that means he wants me to end the stream. I could go another half hour. What do you reckon, guys? Should we tell Frankel to piss off? We'll see. Right. Joe Dirt. First went to Koh Samui in 1993. Chawang area, not paved, no Western chains, and almost no aircon. Yeah, Joe, I remember when I first got here, about the same sort of time as you, in Pattaya, there was a lot of options. Like now, everywhere's got aircon, every hotel, even the smallest hotel. And in the old days, you got the choice of an aircon room or a fan room, and there was always a difference in price. So I can't remember back then, but just say at today's rate, you'd go to the hotel and all of them would say something like this and say, yeah, we've got rooms. You can have a air-conditioned room for 800 baht, or we have a fan room for 400 baht. So you had the option, and the fan rooms were real cheap. But, I've got to have aircon when I sleep. I'm okay in the daytime. I can get by with a fan, but at nighttime, I can't sleep without aircon. I suppose if they banged me up in the Bangkok Hilton, I'd have no choice. But given the choice, I would have the air. Okay. Right. Now, you are very polite, Javier. You're saying, good night, Franco. Awesome job as usual. I was expecting him to get quite a bit of stick. Right, Damon. Keep going, Peter. Have a nice sleep, Franco. You said you were going to have an early night tonight because you've got an early start in the morning. You'll be unlocking your gates at 6 in the morning for your business, I know. But yeah, might as well keep it going while there's people. Nearly 400 in again. So we'll keep it going for another half hour at least. He says at least. Cheers. Right. Dutch Frank says, it's the distracting background again. What is she putting in her mouth? Who? No, I can't see anything going in the mouth. Paul Hoskins says, no aircon in Callison. Yeah, of course, a lot of the smaller villages, provinces, they won't have aircon, but a lot of them do now, whereas previously none of them had them, but it's kind of, you know, a lot more do. I'm just looking at my CCTV. I've got a girl running down my street. Where the hell is she going? Oh, she's looking for her cat. Oh, that was a strange one. Right. Right, Stephen Forex. Dutch Frank, I thought the same. First time I saw it, can't unsee it. All right, Damon again. Franco DeRosa, I got work at 6 a.m. at the scrapyard. I wasn't going to say what you had, Damon. I know I will suffer in the morning, but worth it. Yeah, last week you said you were going to bed early. I think we went for nearly 4 hours. Somebody's seen your photograph, Damon. They said to me the next day, they said, "Hey, that Damon, he looks a bit tasty, doesn't he?" Right, Clive Allen. I used to stay in Soy Yamato and Soy Post Office in 1993 to 2011. Soy Post Office, who remembers the pump station? I'm not going to tell you what they did in there, but put it this way. If you've been in there, you will remember it, the pump station. Right. David said, what date are you flying in July, Peter? I haven't actually got a date, David, and it will probably be more sort of beginning of August, because what it is, you know, I've got this little job that I do where I take vulnerable children, disadvantaged children to a special needs school. I'm back by 9:30, and then I go again at 3 in the afternoon. I drive a minibus, just part-time, get me at the house, as it were. Well, I've told the guy I do the work with the council, I've said, look, I'm not going to do it anymore after July because I want to get stuck into this. I want to get out to Thailand. So that school breaks. I could leave tomorrow, but, you know, they've been good to me over the last few years. And I don't like letting people down. So I said, look, I'll stick it out to the school holidays. Then you've got 6 weeks to replace me. So they're happy about that. But, you know, the thing is, I haven't actually got a date. I know approximately when I'm going to go. So that the school's closed. I think it's the 3rd week in July. I need a week to sort of sort everything out. And then I'm probably looking at going out there 1st week of August, depending on airfares and things like that. And I'll stay out there August, June, July, August, September. And then we'll see where it goes from there. I want to move out there. I mean, I'm desperate to just pack up my troubles, as it were, and get out there. And like I've said to you guys before, I'm going to document the whole process. If you're new to the channel, my wife and myself are separating after 33 years. No hard feelings. The sparkle has gone out of the drink. That's all it is. There's no sparkle there anymore. We're going to do our own thing. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster. So I'm going to document it. And I don't mean I'm going to document it as in, oh, I've arrived in Thailand, look at my nice hotel, and oh, look, I've just bought a motorcycle. Yeah, there'll be some of that. But it's going to be an emotional roller coaster, isn't it? So I'm going to be like, you know, leaving here. Here's my empty house at 18 years. I've packed everything's packed. She's gone. The kids are gone. I'm here. I'm about to lock the door, you know, get to Thailand. I'm going to be, you can get company in Bangkok. You can go for a soapy massage. You can do everything, but it's not real company, is it? So I feel sure that there'll be days that I'll be sitting in an apartment or a room in Bangkok, totally depressed, feeling totally lonely. Not too much, I hope, but I want to share that with you guys and just set up a camera and tell you what I'm going through, what I'm feeling. Hopefully it won't be too bad, and I'll get into the groove, as they say. But I want to document it, and the reason I want to document it is because there will be guys out there who are living with long-term spouses, and the sparkle might have gone out of your relationship. And it gets to a point where, with me, I find it very hard to let go, because what happens when you've been with a person for so long, they become almost your best friend, and you become kind of soulmates. And that sounds a bit soppy, but what I'm trying to say, it isn't a sexual thing anymore. It's more of a kind of, it becomes almost habit. I know that's a bad thing to say. It becomes almost like a habit, and you just can't imagine living without that person. Although you've got nothing in common with that person anymore, you stop doing things. They have their life. You have your life. You just can't get to grit. It took me a long time to accept it. My wife initiated it because she realized, you know, the flame had kind of gone out, and it took a long time for me to accept it. And I even went so far as I bought a caravan and put it on my drive, and I lived in it for 2 months. I lived in a caravan on my drive because I couldn't accept it, you know, and I just thought, okay, she needs her space. I use the house in the day. I use my office in the day. She comes home from work at 6 o'clock. I had Netflix. I had my fridge with the beers in it. Great. It was a man cave. I loved it. But the thing is, you know, it was realism in the end. It finally hit home that it was going to end, and I had to do my own thing, and I had to organize it. I found it very, very difficult to accept it. I've now accepted it. I know it's going to be an emotional roller coaster ride, but I want to document it because, like I said, there are guys out there who'll be going through what I'm going through, and they're sitting on the fence and they're thinking, well, do I carry on because of the kids, because of her, because of whatever? You have to think of yourself up to a point, guys. You can't, I'm taking care of my wife and my young daughter who will stay with her. I know this has nothing to do with Thailand, really. I'm just letting you know, right? So I'm taking care of them financially. I'm going to make sure they're set up before I go, because that'll make me, I won't feel guilty when I go to Thailand. I'll be able to look back and say, well, I did the right thing. Okay, that's why I'm doing it. But I know there's guys out there who'll be in a similar situation to me, and they just can't make up their mind, excuse me, and they can't let go, and they'll be wondering, shall I, shan't I? And I hope when they watch my videos of what I do and how it works out for me, I hope it'll make you make up your mind where you say, it's not for me, I shouldn't do it, or Peter's done it, I can do it. All right. So I've kind of gone on a little bit about it now, but it kind of makes me feel good to share it with somebody, so I will be documenting it. Right. How many, I've got over 400 in there. How many comments have I missed? 22,344. Right. And after that big speech, here we go. Let me know what you think, guys. I mean, are you one of those guys who's living with a partner who it's just come to the end of the line and you're not sure what to do? I'm not, I'm not a marriage counselor, or I can't say I can give you any advice or anything, but I've done it now. So right, I got to go. Okay, we've done that one already. Right, Joe Dirt says, I'll be there in the summer, but not Patia. Okay. The rookie cameraman again. Peter, remind us again when the live stream. You're talking about the one with me and Ed Sweeney. That's this Sunday, 3 p.m. UK time. If I can get Ed on, it's sometimes a bit hard to communicate with him. Right, Clive, Knight, Franco, DeRose. I think Franco's going to hang around a bit. He's not going to go. He don't want to miss anything. I love this name. Look, Ass Blaster. Oh my God, this will be so fun. Right, I don't know when you put that in, but thanks. We've still got the Hooters competition to go. We've done joke of the week. Yeah, okay, we're back to over 400 in again. It went down to about 380, but welcome if you've just joined us. Cohort 61, are you selling off your stuff, storing it? How much are you taking with you? Just a suitcase? Yeah, that's something you've got to consider. Now, 4-bedroom house, I've got a lot of stuff in it, and I got a lot of stuff I don't want to sell away. I have sold quite a bit already on Facebook Marketplace. That's a great place to sell if you don't mind people turning up at your house. But in answer to your question, it's not worth taking anything, because it's so cheap to buy this stuff, and it's not worth storing it. I know a guy who stored all his things for a year and he finally let it go because it's just not worth it. I've got 65. How many TVs have I got? I've got a 65-inch flat screen. I've got a 55-inch flat screen. I've got a 33-inch for my CCTV. My daughter's got one in her room. We've got one in the kitchen. I mean, we've got TVs coming out of our ears. So yeah, they're not what you don't get anything for them. You get a few pounds for them, but I'm going to sell off everything I can. I might even do a car boot sale with Simon, because Simon, Simon, my friend who did the Nat and Dave cartoons, he's coming over for a couple of weeks. He'll stay with me at my house. He's from Kings Lynn in Norfolk, hence his accent, and he's selling one of his houses that he used to live in. His brother-in-law is living there, and we're going to go over and empty his place because he's got he's got a Del Boy bar. Only Fools and Horses, Del Boy, in his Peckham flat. They got that bar with a pineapple. He's got one of them bars. He's going to be selling that. He's got some disco equipment. He's got a fruit machine. He's a one-arm bandit to the Americans. He's got a pool table. So he don't want to throw it all away. We're going to go over there, get rid of the big stuff, and then all the smaller stuff we'll probably pack into the minibus I'm driving. We'll do a car boot, greasy bacon sandwiches in the morning, all that stuff. Get rid of his stuff, and then we'll come over and we'll do one same for mine. Okay. I'm going right off subject here. Let's get into some comments. And as I always say, guys, if I've missed your comment, apologies. There's just so many come in. They really do come in fast. So try and pick up as much as I can. Sometimes I miss some. I had a guy one week. He was like, "Oh, I'm off. You don't answer my comments," and it really isn't that. Right, Kay Jensen. I'm mid-divorce proceedings, selling my house here in Barcelona, and getting on an aeroplane to Bangkok in 3 weeks. Roller coaster, like you say, after 25 years of marriage. I think many of us are in the same situation. Kay, what's your name? Keith? I'll presume you're called Keith, all right? All I can say, I thank my lucky stars that it hasn't ended in a way. Some marriages are very ugly the way they end. Lawyers are involved, greedy lawyers. Everyone's at each other's back. They're trying to, each are trying to outdo each other with the children to take their side. And our relationship is basically not like that. We're the best of friends. We have rows, you know. She does things that piss me off. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I'll be like, well, why is that like that, and why is that like that? And but I'm so happy that we're leaving. You know, we're doing it in a nice way. In fact, you know, I'm going to move when she moves. I'm moving in. I'm going to sleep on the couch for a couple of weeks just to put up some blinds and help her out, get the house in order. And all my mail will go to her house, so bank cards and all that sort of thing. So I'll use her address. She's got no problem with that. And I'm even going to put stuff in a. I've got stuff that I don't want to throw away, personal items. I'm going to put in a suitcase and keep in her loft. So, you know, there's stuff like that. I mean, I've got a book there about the RAF. It was printed in 1934, before the Second World War. You know, I don't want to throw that away. I've got other bits and pieces. But anyway. Christ, this channel is called Thailand Bound, not divorce and happy marriages. Right, Black Bolt. You're very Black Bolt. You're a very honest man, Peter. Thanks for sharing your experience. Good for you. Well, the only reason I'm sharing it, Black Bolt, is because it's a YouTube channel, and everybody in here has got the same kind of interest. And I know there will be a lot of guys going through the same sort of thing as me, and they can't make up their mind. Like I said to you, I'm going to finish this in a second, guys. But like I said to you, it's so hard to accept it. When you've lived with a person 25 years, 30 years, to think, right, that's it, you're going that way, I'm going that way. It's really, I couldn't accept it. I tried everything and I've accepted it now. So hopefully it will help other guys out as well. I'm lucky. I've got friends in Bangkok, so I'm not going to be lonely. And the other thing is when I go out, I'm going to meet a lot of you guys. You know, people recognize me. If I'm lonely, I'm not going to be, I hate that word. If I go out to a bar and I'm sitting at a bar, it's last time I was there, people were coming up to me right, left and center. So, you know, the only thing I didn't really like is when they served my breakfast and some guy stood there and he's chatting away and I'm like looking at my breakfast. I've got my knife and fork. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at my breakfast and he's you know, I'm like, can I have my breakfast? But, you know, right. Farang Travels, do a runner and take your money with you. I could, but that's not me. Like Black Bolt just said, he said, you're a very honest man, Peter. And I am. I'm not that. I haven't got that in my, I couldn't live on myself, you know. I could sell this house, sell the rental properties I got, sell everything. I could move over to Thailand and leave her nothing. What a bastard. I wouldn't do that. I'm not like that. You know, I mean, she's been with me for 33 years. She's raised my kids. I'm not going to leave her in the shit, you know. I mean, that's not right. It's not right. Right, Nick T. Been through similar with a Filipino ex. Peter echoes your statements. Yeah, okay, it's all coming out. It's all coming out. Right. Do you know what? Should we change the mood a bit? Let's do the Hooters competition, because it's getting a bit depressing, isn't it? I mean, I like sharing it with you. This always happens just before I do a competition. Not that I'm complaining, but somebody's just given me a super chat there. So let me. Oh, I missed that one, Wes. We are going to live in Thailand when I retire, but most likely we'll live in Perth, less than 7 hours to Bangkok, so go for an extended holiday. Yeah, whatever floats your boat, Wes. You know, my original idea, I said I was going to get away from this, but my original idea was I was going to carry on doing this little job. I was going to get an apartment here. And there's a lot of school holidays. You've got the Christmas school holidays, summer school holidays, a couple of weeks at Easter, all that sort of thing. And I thought, well, I'll base myself here. I'll keep working. And what I'll do is I'll save money and I'll go out for long extended holidays. But you know what happened? I went out there in December, as you know. I was on the back of a motorbike going for my hospital test and going through all these skyscrapers. It's busy. It's vibrant. You know, I live in Northamptonshire, you know. Beautiful county, but it's a bit boring. But I'm in Bangkok. I'm on the back of live here. Why am I not here? You know, so that's what made my mind up. But thanks for the $5 there, Wes. And I've got another one down here. Who's this now? Charles Stewart. Right. Yeah. Have been on me go in picture 42. Yeah. Okay. She's very pretty. And I'm not just saying this. I like the color of her hat. It suits her. Very pretty. Right. Joe, you got, you know, when you compliment guys' girlfriends, you've got to kind of say it in a way where you're sincere about it and you're not mongering over someone's girlfriend. You know what I mean? Right. Joe Sanchez. I'm only in my 30s and never married. Personally, I love watching the older YouTubers. It gives me perspective about the future and decisions I might be facing. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of YouTubers out there who are young guys and they're pretty good at what they do. I'm not going to advertise them here. There's a lot of arseholes out there. I'll be honest with you. There is. I mean, I've watched videos, like I said to you earlier, where guys are like, I've got a room above a Chinese laundry and I'm living on £500 but $500 a month in Thailand. I'm living the life. I've got a beauty queen who doesn't charge me any money, and I'm living the life. And I did it for $5 and $500, and it's like, no, you're not. How much was your visa? How much is health insurance? How much was your? It's all rubbish, absolute rubbish. Right. Deke the Trucker, nice to see you in, mate. I like Hooters girls. Do you? All right, well, let's get them up just for you then. Bear with me. Let's get these two little lovelies up. There you go. Just for Deke the Trucker, just for you, mate. Right, Taxi to Lao. Wes, didn't realize only 7 hours for you. Awesome. Yeah, like I said last week, the Americans suffer, you know, because they don't have direct flights. They normally have to go through, I think it's Japan they go through. 21 hours flying or something. We're quite lucky in the UK, 12 hours. I tell you what, the old time flies when I'm doing this. Right, we were going to do the Hooters competition. Let's just carry on with this for a minute. Okay, soothing meditation. I'm 15 months, the other side of a divorce. Okay, the other side of a divorce. Like you, I couldn't accept it. It cost me 2 houses and a pension. Started again from scratch. Now renewing a solo house, plan to retire in 10 years' time. It is really hard to accept, you know, if you've been with a person for so long, but sometimes you have to let go. And it's not about she wants to go with another. I said to her, you know, if you meet another guy, great, but just make sure he doesn't scam you. You know, you got a house and everything. It's not about that, you know. Well, I won't get into it, but right. Bar fines and power lines. Light broke Farang, Tom Howe, a proper user. All right, I don't know any of them. Thai Hooters girls are adorable. Well, I mentioned this last week as well, so I don't want to be repetitive, but I just want to tell you, you see the girl, hang on. You see this one? You see this girl here? This one here? Yeah. I've actually, I've met this girl. I've met her. She's in Soy 4. I don't know if they changed them around, but she was in Soy 4. And I kind of recognize the other one as well. That one. But I've actually ordered from this girl here. Right. Let's do another one. Right. There you go. Bangkok. I don't know why she's got the one on the right on this one here. She's got a Singapore shirt on, but she is Thai. Right. Okay. Paul Shackleton says, Hooters, I have some success at that. Do you? Right. Mark Hanley, vlogging a dead dirty short seems to be having a top. Vlogging a dead dirty shorts seems to be having. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. Okay. Only in Thailand. I understand how you feel. More than 40 years together. That's a long time. I decided 4 years ago to separate from my wife, but we still have remained good friends. She does not drive, so I still take her shopping. I'm very lucky because my daughters, both of them drive, and my eldest daughter, she's very intelligent. She's got her own business. So is the younger one, actually. But I know when I'm away, if my wife struggles with car insurance or anything, they will step in and help her. So I'm very lucky. Paul Hoskins, I've never been in a Hooters. Oh, you should go, Paul. No joking aside, the draft beer is excellent, ice cold and real good. They're probably one of the only bars in Thailand that actually clean their beer lines out, you know. Right, Danish Bacon. You had a breakdown about the stream time on Sunday due to the F1 clash. Yes, you're talking to Clive. Upside Down, Thailand Bound. Have you seen the video of you leaving the bar with a young lady? Not your wife, not a monga. Me? No, I haven't left a bar with a young girl. Upside Down, Thailand Bound. Have you seen the video of you leaving the bar with a young lady? Not your wife, not a monga. No, I haven't left a bar with a young lady, just me and a young. I have with a friend, but not me. Have to see where that one's going. I've not seen him in the stream before, so let's see how this goes. Right, Gemini Star, turning the new page is always exciting. It is, but I'm nervous as well because I'm quite an emotional person. I'm not. I don't know how to explain it. Let's see. Right, Alex Tequila, off topic, but fun fact: country with most public holidays is Cambodia with 28 and Thailand with 16 days. Right, I think you'll find with Thailand, there's two things with the public holidays, because I was speaking with Simon about this the other day because he has problems with his workers. And what it is, there's, I won't name the number because I'm not sure, I can't remember what he told me, but there's a load of public holidays. It's something like 28 actually in Thailand. I don't think it's as low as 16. I think they have, no, you're right. It's not public. They have something like 28 holidays, but only 9 of them are official holidays. because these workers come up and say, oh, it's a holiday tomorrow, do we have the day off? And they're not official, so you get all these Buddhist days and all that sort of thing, but only I think it's 9 or 13, I can't remember the number. You don't need to write and say no, it's 13, it's 14, but it's something like there's 28 holidays throughout the year, but 9 or 16 or something like that are official public holidays. Right. Hater Spitfire from New York. I fly out to Beijing, I do a 3-hour layover and then off to Bangkok. Total flight is 21 hours. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me, Hater Spitfire, because I know Americans have a tough time getting out to Thailand. I went to Las Vegas a couple of times from Thailand, and there was no direct flight. I had to go through Japan and then California, and then I drove through the Death Valley, the 4-hour drive through the desert to Vegas. That was when the movie Casino came out. I just thought, I think I'll go there and have a look. Right, bar finds again. Peter, have you seen the video of you leaving a bar with a young man? Oh yeah, I've seen that one. It wasn't one, it was about 3 of them. Right, where's again? I went only once to Hooters in Patong. They are what they are. They do what they say on the tin, right? Hooters is Hooters. You know, you get what you get a good pint. There's lots of eye candy, and you're not going to get ripped off. And the food's okay as well. Right, Canary spreads his wings. I like shooters in Pattaya. Okay. Farang travels. I could live very well on 1,200 a month in Thailand. 1,200 a month. Maybe you can, but have you include? I don't know your age, but have you included into that 1,200? Let's just say you're on a retirement visa. Yeah, you can go to immigration, do it yourself. Well, the screen keeps going off, doesn't it? But if you're an older guy like me, you've got to really seriously consider health insurance. Right, £1,200. The rate today, let's just take it at 42. So times 42. So you're talking 50,000 baht a month. Yeah, you could do it. You're not going to live like a king, but you could do it. I'm just wondering why the screen keeps flickering. Is it this? Yeah, it is. Look, it keeps going off. It might be the internet. It might be my daughter upstairs watching her movies. Yeah, my budget will be probably, I'm not saying I'm going to spend this, but my budget in Thailand will be about 70,000-80,000 baht a month. I hope to get by on maybe 50,000 and the other 20-30 squirrel it away for emergency. I've got other funds as well, but I don't want to just say to myself, well, I've got 70,000-80,000. I must spend that 78,000. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm going to be single, aren't I? So I'm probably going to spend more than I normally do. Okay. Darcy Dyer, Hooters are one of the bars you will get legit spirits. Yeah, I don't know if the bars rip you off in the spirits. I mean, I drink spirits in bars and I do get drunk from them, you know, so I'm not sure if they, maybe 1 or 2. Mark Hanley, Peter, don't block anyone. That's what the channel is about. I haven't blocked anyone, Mark. I don't block anyone. The only people I block are people who come out and say really stupid things. If someone comes on here and says something like, no, I won't say it. It's just some stupid, someone who's not a real YouTube watcher of my channel, and he just jumps on here and says something really stupid and insulting, then I'll block him. But otherwise, I don't. People can say negative things. That's no problem with that. Right, okay. So, Soothing Meditation says 19 public holidays in Thailand. Thanks, Google. All right, good one. Right, Scott. A bit late, but I choose number 1. Just joking. Yeah, she's really nice, isn't she? Number 1. That one. That was okay as well. Come on, guys, face it. You say you like number 1. If any of them 4 knocked on your door tonight and said, oh, I've been locked out of my house, can I stay with you tonight? You're going to say, no, I don't like you. I like number 1. Of course you're not. Right. Okay. Barfine 69. You need 1,200 a week, more like it. No, you don't need 1,200 a week. That's a 200,000 baht a month. You don't need that much to survive, to get by on. Right, Gemini. Hooters girls are amazing, but they want you to order drinks constantly. Well, that's their job. They get trained, don't they? They've got good managers. You know, they train them. You know, whatever you do, it's upsell. Everything is upsell, isn't it? Even me, my book's coming out next week. Plug. Finally, the book's coming out. Andrew's uploaded it on Amazon tonight. Take a few days, but I'll be plugging the hell out of that. So that's upselling, is it? But they do their job. They're good at their job. Right, Canary spreads his wings. So some big spenders on here. Because not me, surely. I mean, I know a guy in Bangkok. He lives on 25,000 baht a month. But let me tell you how he gets by, and he lives quite a good life. But he's about 40. He's quite a good-looking guy. I'm not into guys. I'm just saying I can tell he's quite a good-looking guy, and he gets the girls. but he lives way out of the center of Bangkok. He pays 7,000 baht a month for his apartment. He's got a kitchen, a bedroom, a bathroom, little balcony. He cooks. He goes to Big C or wherever it is. He buys all his meat, bread, whatever, and he cooks his meals. He goes on these dating sites and he gets girls who come round to his apartment. He cooks them dinner, gets a bottle of wine, whatever. But his visas are paid by his boss, so he doesn't have any visa costs. He doesn't have any airfare costs. So he gets 25,000. He buys his beers. He buys Leo's from 7-Eleven. He cooks at home. He's quite a good-looking girl, so guys. So the Thai girls like him, so he doesn't pay for anything like that. And he lives quite a nice life, you know. But living way outside the city is not for everyone. Black Bolt Peter, have any bar girls ever invited you to their? Have any bar girls ever invite you to their establishment? How do you mean, Black Bolt? Do you mean like said come into my bar, or I'm in their bar and they said come around to my room? Ask me again, a bit more Pacific, and I'll answer. Juan Carlos, haven't seen you for a while. I was up until 5:30 a.m. mongering in Costa Rica last night. I'd like, you know, biggest regret of my life. I never went to places like Mexico and Costa Rica. I'm a bit of a girl's blouse, really. I was a bit sort of worried that they'd be dangerous. You know, you hear all these. I should have just gone. Right, upside down. This is the truth coming out. I married and go to Pattaya without my wife for the temples. Now we're separating. I don't understand why. Okay, so he's obviously an idiot. Let me just get rid of him. Right. I did say on his last comment, he's never been in here before. And his last comment was kind of borderline. I did say, let's see how he goes. Now he's having a go at me. I've blocked him now. We won't see him again. Okay. Did that make your night, mate? Did you have a good time? Right. Okay. Chad N. Just returned from my first trip to Thailand, Bangkok and Phuket. Watched your channel before I left, and your tips came in handy. Cheers from Texas. Well, they're just, you know, they're just experiences, aren't they? You know, if they help guys out, fair enough. Right. Let's do the Hooters competition before I get too drunk. Let me just check. Oh, hang on. Let me just do a quick story. Let me put this picture up and I'll read a story. Okay. Right. So the story for this one is yet another necklace theft against an Indian tourist in Pattaya. The 7th Indian tourist in the past few weeks says thieves in Pattaya stole his expensive necklace. The tourist 20-year-old, I'm going to try this one now. The tourist 28-year-old Gurab Paul says 2 women approached him when he was heading back to his hotel with his friends early this morning after a night out in South Pattaya. In a story that seems almost identical, all the recent necklace theft cases, Gurab says the woman offered him companionship. Gurab says one of the women went behind him and discreetly took his gold necklace valued at 85,000 baht. He said he pushed the ladies away and walked off when he noticed later that his necklace was gone. So there you go. That seems to be a trend in Pattaya at the moment. It was probably 2 lady boys, not 2 girls, because that's what they do, isn't it? Okay. Now, do you remember the guy last week? I won't go on about this too much, but we'll just mention it. Do you remember the guy? Let me just get his name up. Gary Reid. You know the animal who hit Gary Reid. I keep reading stories of the guy who got hit in the face with a dumbbell, right? I keep reading stories about him, but I'm not hearing about the guy who hit him with a dumbbell. You know, I mean, what's happened to him? Is he walking the streets of Pattaya? I don't know. But let me just read this out to you because you know the story, right? Thousands of pounds have been raised for a man who was attacked in a gym in Thailand. Gary Reid from Hastings was hit with a dumbbell while exercising in Pattaya on the east coast of the country. On May 16, his sister, Julie Stafford, has set up a fundraising appeal for her brother who needs surgery to reconstruct his eye socket. The family are hoping to raise £15,000 to pay for the operation before he can return home. Gary told the BBC that the attack shattered the orbital bone around his eye. I've got a bleed on my eye. Over 50% of the bottom part of my orbital bone is shattered. So what's happening to the guy who did it? Like I said to you last week, in my book, he should have been charged with attempted murder. You know, a dumbbell, 1 kilo dumbbell. If he'd only held it above the guy and let it go, that would have damaged him. But to actually go in full force and smash him in the face, attempted murder, nothing less. Where is the guy? What happened to him? Is he in jail? If he's walking around the streets of Pattaya, I hope everybody, and I mean this, I hope everybody is blanking him. You know, they're just ignoring him. You know, what an arsehole. Right. PA Comanche. Funny enough, I was thinking about you today. I can't remember what it was I was thinking about you, but right, generous man. Being worried about 103,000 baht a month was enough. Relieved to hear about your budget plan. Sounds like I have enough. Right, okay, so let me, if you got, why, that's a funny number, 103,000. You've obviously converted that from a currency. Right, PA Comanche, let me just explain something very quickly. What makes a big difference? If you're going out to Thailand to retire, to live, where your budget really makes a big difference is if you entertain the ladies, okay? If you're a playboy, every other night you're going to get a girl from a bar, ladies drinks, bar fines, payment to the girl, that eats through your money like water, right? Now, I'm not saying you can't do that, but I'm saying if you live out there, you've got to hold the reins back a little bit. You've got to watch where you drink. You don't have to be tight. You can do some of that, but you've got to be careful. You're better off getting 1 or 2 girlfriends, maybe regulars, if that makes sense. But you've got a real nice budget there. And, you know, you just got to, when you're out there, all come to you. But that's way more than enough. You won't live like a king on 100,000 baht a month, but you'll live a very nice lifestyle. And, of course, the other big thing, apart from the ladies, the other big thing that makes a difference is your location. Now, if you're living in Bangkok, you're going to spend a lot more money than if you're living in Pattaya or Hua Hin or Chatham or Khon Kaen, wherever it is. Phuket's a bit expensive. But once you move out of those tourist areas a little bit, then it gets cheaper. But you don't want to move out too far. But thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. It's very generous of you once again. Now, I've lost it, so I can't find how to take it off. Right. We were going to do the Hooters competition. We're still going to do it. Yes, Brian Flowers is sorting this out. Scuffed Scream. I'm not afraid to admit to being an old monger. I couldn't pull a granny in the bingo. Do you know what, guys? There's this thing about... if you're a monger, people having a go at you. Now, the way I look at it, right, if you're single, right, you're not married, obviously, or you're divorced, whatever. It doesn't matter what your age is. You could be 70. It doesn't matter, right? You go out to a place called Pattaya. You go out to a place like Pattaya or Bangkok, wherever it is, and the bars that you're going into, those girls have moved to that location because they want to make money, right? They're not trafficked. They're not enslaved, right? This is the sort of comments that Western women leave, right, mostly. They're not entrapped. They're not enslaved. They're not, you know, they go there, not because they're starving, because they want to take care of their family. They want a new iPhone. They want a new designer handbag. Yeah. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So the way I look at it is if you're what they call a monger now, and you go to Pattaya, you go into a bar for a drink, there's a girl working there because she wants to make money. You make contact with her. You leave there together because you want to spend time with her. She's happy to spend time with you because she's going to make some money. You're not hurting anybody. Why do people get so hung up on it? She's happy, you're happy. Like I say, she's not enslaved, so you know, fair play. Right, okay. Kay Jensen again. Everyone in Pattaya knows who the attacker is, but Thai law do not allow to mention his name. It's terrible, isn't it? Terrible. I don't want to go down this path because I'll get angry. When I seen that video, I was so angry that how could he walk out of that gym? I know he got arrested, but they let him go again. In England, he would be behind bars. He would be behind bars. He would be classed as a dangerous man. He would be classed as very dangerous. They wouldn't let him out, not until he went to court. And then he'd probably get 5 years for that. That was an awful, awful attack. Poor old Gary. Right. Right. I keep saying I'm going to do this. We are going to do this now. We're going to do the Hooters competition now. Let me get rid of the comments. Still got way over 400 in. If you just joined us, guys, welcome. Nice to have you in on a Friday night. Okay, so you know the drill by now, guys. I'm not going to trick you. There's 8 Hooters pictures from Southeast Asia mainly. Only one of the pictures is Thai girls. I've made it quite easy for you tonight, so a lot of people should get it. I'll read out the answers before I go into the... I'll read out the answers for everyone. And now there's no tricks. Only one of them are Thai. So you know the idea of the game. I'll put the card up. There's 8 pictures. Just tell me the number of the girls who you think are from Thailand, okay? Right, here we go. Let's not delay this any longer. I'm just trying to remember which one it is for myself now because I don't want to say wrong, and you're not. Right, okay. Cool. Even Frankel's taking part in this tonight. He's keen. Right, let me go right up to the top. I don't want to miss anybody out. Hang on, bear with me, guys. Right, here we go. PA Comanche first. Right, I think I'm right. Let me just hang on. Let me just go and look at the card because I can't remember myself. Hang on. I'm not going to put it up. I'm so paranoid you're going to see it. Right, I know which one it is now. Okay, it's right. Let's see who's got it. Right, PA Comanche. Sorry, my man, you're wrong. Darcy, no. Gabar, I thought it was easier this week. Gabar, no. Danish Bacon, no. Mark Hughes. Let me have another look again. Maybe I'm saying no. It's all that beer, right? Okay, I've got it written down now. Okay, right. Okay, Mark Hughes, well done. Jeff, no. Wes, no. Paul, no. Biggest Dickers, love that name, no. Johnny Vikinson, is it? No. Leeds, no. Bike Packer, well done. World Traveller, well done. Javier, no. Rob, no, mate. Sorry. Mark P, no. Kay Jensen, no. Pesky McNuggets, no. Paul Shackleton, no. Stephen X, no. Chinky Bad Boy, well done. Charlie Stewart, no. Can Fachan, is it? Well done. Brian Street, no. Jolly Fox, no. Johnny, no. Barang, no. David, no. Vlad the Inhaler, no. Nick T, well done. Geezers, well done. Gaza, no. Errol Palmer, no. Black Bolt, no. Chad, well done. Keith, no. The Rookie Cameraman, no. Alex T, Lakila, well done. Matthew Alcorn, top of the class, mate. Well done. I'm happy for you. Joe Sanchez, well done. William, well done. Matt Lackin, no. Gemini Star, no. Damon, yes. Deke the Trucker, what's that? No. TW, no. Rumble, no. Silver Fox, no. Bobby Sessin, is it? Well done. Chaz Brown, no. Mike Sands, well done. Clive, no. Paul Shackleton, not easy. Well, have a go, Paul. Take a wild guess. The Rookie Cameraman, no. Geezers, well done again. Frank DeRosa, no. To be, not to be, well done. Where are we? Ed, no. Soothing Meditation, nope. Clive Allen, no. Mark Santona, my Thai wife says 2 and 8. Oh, your Thai wife's got it wrong. McLaren F1, no. I'll put the answers up in a minute so your Thai wife can have a look. And I'm 100% sure I haven't made a mistake, right? Clive, no, you're having lots of guesses now. I think that's everyone. Danish Bacon, you're still talking to Clive. Right, let's get the answers up. And Jake, no. I've got to go and water the daisy. So I hope this doesn't run out because I think this is only. No, shall I risk it? It's 40 seconds. Well, can I get back in 40 seconds? No, I'll put this up. Then I'll put the card up. Okay, because I might. Yeah, I'm going to run. Are you ready? Right, here we go. So the guy's got his Thai wife. See if she gets this. You ready? Here we go. Just sat down, just made it. Woo! The old daisies will be grown tomorrow. Right, okay. I thought that would be quite easy, guys. I was surprised. You know, I know I've played this already twice, but I love the attitude. I love the attitude of this girl.
Listen to this. Honey, what do you want to eat for dinner?
Lasagna.
He's going to have rice.
He's going to have rice, yeah. Right, Wes, I know you put in a message with a super chat then. I've missed it. I remember saying I must read it out. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I will thank you for that super chat. There was a message here. Put the message up again, Wes. I'll read it out. Right, got it. Right, here we go. Wes, just changed my profile pic. I'm going to try and pronounce this now. Rangsima, and I in Northern Thailand 2019. Well, you are a handsome devil there, Wes. I'll give you that. Right, but thanks for the super chat. Okay. Oh, I sort my microphone out. Run back. How long have we been going now? Oh, 2 hours, 10 minutes. Right. Keep it going a little while longer, but it's not going to be an epic like last week. Hang on. Oh, he cut my hair short, didn't he? My bloody butcher he is. Right, okay. Right, let's go back down to the chat. Right, Alex Wise. Buenas noches, Pedro. There you go. That wasn't bad, was it? Right. Clive says, damn, you didn't get it. Deke the Trucker, 6. Let me just have another quick look at these Hooters girls. I only leave this on for 5 seconds. So I want to have a look. Number 7. A lot of people said 7. I mean, I think that's so obvious that they're not Thai because they're Japanese, aren't they? Let me go back. Yeah, number 4 as well, South Korea. That tripped a lot. No, it wasn't Singapore, not Japan. Okay, right. Hope you enjoyed that anyway, guys. Right, Wes says, Rangsimar is better looking. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, without offending you, Wes, if you both knocked on my door tonight and I could only let one in, the bad news, it wouldn't be you, mate. Honestly, I'll give you a bottle of mineral water, say, see you tomorrow. Right, okay. Okay, Chinky Bad Boy says, thanks, Mac. Don't forget to shake it. Oh, too much information there. Spicy Rolls. What it is, when you're sitting here drinking beer after beer, you you have to go to the toilet, don't you? Right, Cloud, and Spicy Rolls, I would have missed on all those except Thailand. Yeah, okay. Farang Travels. But all the Hooters girls look the same. It's because they're from Southeast Asia, innit? I mean, if I put one from Denmark, one from Scotland, and one from Thailand, it'd be a bit too easy, wouldn't it? When I put it together, I struggle as well. It's only because I've got the answers in front of me. I'm going to have to think of a new competition because I'm running out of pictures now. I think the Ladyboy competition has kind of run its course. It's been very good for me because it's very hard when you're in the UK and you've got a channel about a country that's 6,000 miles away. You can't just sit here and talk. And some people do, I know. Some people just come on and keep talking. But I like to try to entertain you. And it's difficult. And it's difficult to get something that's quite neutral that everyone can get involved in. And I think the Ladyboy competition's done a great job of that. But it's kind of run its course now. I think I could do it for the next year. There's so many pictures out there. But I think it's run its course. The Hooters competition, I like. Pretty Girls, obviously. But the thing is, there is only so many pictures. Let me go back to this one again. There we go. The one we had earlier. All right. Farang Travels. Hope you washed your hands. I haven't actually, but I'll do that when I get in the house. Right. Right. Canary spreads his wings. It won't be 4 hours tonight, mate, honestly, because I'm back on Sunday with Ed at 3 o'clock. And what's really interesting, I've got a screen here and I'm looking at what you guys see, And it was on 430 people in. And then I watch it 390, 385, 380. And I'm looking at it go down 370, 360. And I'm thinking, right, well, people are winding up now. They're going to bed. Busy day tomorrow. I just looked at it again, over 400. So people go, but more people come back in. Right. Javier says, good Spanish pronunciation, Peter. Perfecto. I did learn a little bit. If you speak Spanish, you'll probably cringe. But when I lived in Bournemouth when I was a young man years ago, I actually had a Spanish girlfriend and she taught me a couple of lines. I still remember it today, but the pronunciation will be terrible and I can't say it will sound good, but I can still remember what she taught me. And it was something like God, I'm just about to tell you and I forgot now. I forgot, it's gone. Oh, that's annoying now because I've been able to remember it for years. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Espero que esté abstenido un viaje. I don't know what it means. Something like, hello, how are you? Hope you had a good day or something. Hola. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was 18 at the time. I'm 62 now. Right. Zigatir. This time, rest of them didn't look Thai rather than 6 being obviously Thai. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing. I can't make it too obvious. It'll be too easy, won't it? If I do it next week, I'll try and make it a bit easier. Do you know what I'm going to have to do? If I do, let's go out with a bang with a Ladyboy competition. I'll try and do one next week where I show all of them, you can see their hands and their hands or their feet. And let's see how you guys do on that one, rather than just the face, because that is difficult. Right, Taxi Talal says, I still haven't scored most of those nations. Lots to do. Yeah. PA Comanche again. Wonder if there are aircraft rentals in Thailand. Right. Let me tell you something, PA Comanche. In Pattaya, they have an airstrip. They mostly fly ultralights, as you call them in America. We call them microlights in the UK. I'll tell you where it is. I mentioned this a couple of times on the stream. When you go to Thailand, go to Jumtien, very long stretch of beach. So if you're on a little motorbike or whatever, go right to the end of Jumtien Beach. It's quite far, a few miles, right? So you come in, go ride right down to the end. It takes it. There's a seafood restaurant at the end, I believe. As you get to the end, turn left, sharp left, and then it turns right. Well, after you turn right, you keep looking on your right, and you'll see an airstrip, and they fly from there. So if you want to keep flying, that is a possibility. Hua Hin, they have an airport, and I believe you can hire aircraft, single piston aircraft from there, from Hua Hin. They have quite a nice airport there. Okay, so there's a couple of tips there if you want to keep flying, because PA Comanche, he is a pilot. His username gives it away, because PA Comanche is actually an aircraft. Right, Damon, you still here? I wish I had hair to cut, Peter. My hair is self pruning. Yeah, you have got a bit of an egghead there, Damon. But I mean, I'm going to keep mine as long as I can. It's gone white now. All the stress. But my barber keeps saying, don't take too much off. He's like, I'm not. He's like got his spade into it. Right. Okay. Where are we? Clive, why can't you do the stream 4 p.m. Sunday? Yeah, because you're watching the. I'll tell you what it is, because you know, Sunday, I'm on this every day. You know, Saturday and Sundays, I do the stories and I upload them on Mondays for the members. I like to get them out of the way at the weekend. Stories tomorrow, guys. Don't forget, good story. I got one from a 21-year-old girl tomorrow, first one, but it's not a mongrel story, but you'll have to watch it to find out. No, 3 p.m. We'll probably only do an hour and a half maximum, because I normally meet up with Franco and go for a pizza on Sunday afternoon. We still might meet up, depends what time we finish. So 3, 4, 4:30. Yeah, we still might meet up. I don't want to go on too long. You know, an hour and a half I think is plenty. But saying that, I'm doing a stream with Ed. I've not managed to get out in under 5 hours. I've done 2 with him. The first one was 5 hours. The last one was 4 hours and 45 minutes. So never say never. I don't drink in the day, you see. This is a thing. So I make up for it at night. But, you know, if Ed starts cracking open them Hennessy bottles again, who knows? Who knows? I'm actually worried about it. Right. David Boy. Hey, Peter, have you been following Jeffrey Peterson Project 52? He is very talented. Jeffrey Peterson, I met him in Pattaya in Jumtien. He's got an apartment. He's got a room in Jumtien. So I don't know what Project 52 is, okay, because I don't watch other YouTube channels because I just don't have time. I catch bits and pieces. But Jeffrey's a nice guy. I know him quite well. We communicate by line. Yeah, I don't know what Project 52 is. I'll ask him tomorrow. Okay, I'll get online and ask him. But he's interviewed me in Pattaya, and I've actually interviewed him. So every time 2 YouTubers meet up in Pattaya or wherever, they always make a video. So I'll make a video interviewing him. He'll make an interview, and we get another video to put on our channel. But he's a nice guy. Jeffrey's a nice guy. Likes the ladies. Hopefully somebody will mention this little. If you see this, Jeffrey, all the best to you, mate. Hope to meet up with you in Thailand next time. You never know. Right, Nick Franco. Dutch Frank is a small twin engine airplane. Okay, yeah. PA Comanche, yeah. Right, PA Comanche again. Dutch, yes, there is one, but I fly a piston twin Piper Comanche. You're leaning on it, aren't you? Yeah, okay. Right. Right. GP is a man pimp in is he? Pimp in paradise. Okay. Yeah, I mean he's got no holds barred, has he? I mean there's no secrets about what he does there. Deadly, absolutely deadly. Mark Hanley says stop burping. I can't. It's because of the beer. It's the gas. You see, if you ever watch a stream when I'm not drinking, I never burp. And as soon as I start having a few beers, right, there we go. Davey Boy, Project 52 is where he is releasing a rap song every week for the year and doing very well from it. If you've got a talent, like you said, he's releasing a rap song every week, then you're going to get an audience, aren't you? Me, I don't have any talent. I just come on here and talk. And that's why I put so much effort into trying to make it entertaining with the videos and stuff. But no, I mean, fair play to the guy if he's doing well. There's, some YouTubers are better than others. Some have got talents. There's people who do YouTube, who've got YouTube channels in Thailand. I look at them and I think, how have you got so many subscribers? I look at it, I think it's crap. But it's not sour grapes on my side. I just look at it, I think, and then I look at other people. Like when I first came across Bangkok Pat, he had 1,600 subscribers, 1,600. I watched a few of his videos. I thought, why has this guy only got 1,600 subscribers? His videos are brilliant. They're like documentary style videos. And I plugged him and helped him out, and he's up to about, I think he's doing quite well now, about 20,000, something like that, 15,000. I don't know. I'll have to go and have a look. But I keep in touch with Pat. But sometimes I watch a YouTube channel, I think this guy's good. Why hasn't he got more subscribers? I watch another one, I think, the guy's gone through the roof, and I think the guy's an arsehole. Why has he got so many subscribers? But obviously people take to him. I'm thinking of one guy in particular now. I won't say anything more because I don't want to get in trouble. Right. Nick Franco says, Peter, don't water the daisies. I killed my tomatoes doing that, thinking I was fertilizing them. Yeah, my days of growing tomatoes are way gone, Nick. Right, Mark Hanley. I won't put that up, but I'm surprised you put that up there. I don't know why you'd put that up there. Strange. Maybe he's okay. And to be, not to be. Yeah, okay. I can't put these up, but interesting because I didn't know this. Please tell the girl on the left behind you that I'll be there soon with lots of cash. On the left behind me. Which one? This one? Or this one? Yeah. Let's change it now. No, I'll keep it up. Right. I don't know. Maybe that message you put up there, maybe some people say the same about me. Right. Joe Sanchez. Peter, maybe Jeffrey Peterson can include you in one of his future. I don't think so. Rap records. He can bling you up. Simon, who's 50 now, my friend, he sent me a picture because he knows I'm coming out. Simon knows I'm coming out to Thailand, and he keeps sending these little enticers like I'm going to change my mind. I'm not changing my mind. 100% I'm going out to Thailand, but he'll send me a picture where he's on a beach saying, I love Thailand, or he'll send me a picture saying, yeah, this is Thailand. It's almost like he's trying to sell it to me. I'm going anyway. But he sent me a picture the other night where he was in a Thai nightclub with a band and it was crowded. And I said to him outright, I said, if you want to go to one of them sort of places, you ain't going in there with me because I'm not going into a noisy Thai proper nightclub with a real loud band because it's not something I would enjoy nowadays. Right. Gary B71, I have a sneaky feeling that you and Ed may have a few afternoon drinks on Sunday. Well, I've actually got a golden rule. I mean, I'm not saying I've never done it, but I've got a golden rule. I never drank in the daytime when I lived in Thailand because I was scared of becoming an alcoholic. I really was. And by not drinking in the daytime, that was kind of like my get out of jail card. So if I went out at night and I drank, I'd go to friends' houses. Guys would be there. I'd never met them before. They'd have the Thai whiskey on the table. I'd sit down and give me a glass half full of whiskey. I say, look, I don't drink in the daytime. They call me pussy and all the rest of it. But after some time, they respected the fact. And I sat there and drank coffee or, a nam som, an orange, or a soda manal, something like that. And I just don't drink in the daytime. Right. Jose again. I also agree. Bangkok Pat is super professional. His documentary style is like Globe Trekkers. I haven't seen him. Or Don't Forget Your Passport. I haven't seen him either. From the late early 2000s. Who remembers the guy who started all this YouTubing, all these documentaries around the world? Who remembers Alan Wicker? Do you remember him? The Tash. It doesn't matter where he went. He could go to the hottest. He could go into the Congo. Typical Englishman. He had a suit on, white shirt, tie, always turned out like that. Doesn't matter if he was in the desert, he was in the freezing Antarctica, always had on a suit and tie. Alan Wicker. I used to watch him when I was young. It was in the 70s, and it was fascinating. I think Alan Wicker actually helped me, spread my wings, as it were. Alan Wicker was one of the first guys to actually bring foreign countries into your front living room. We had black and white TVs back then in the 70s, and Alan Wicker was a world traveler, the first, I think. he'd go out to countries in Africa, the Middle East, the Far East. I think he even did one on Thailand. And you'd watch this, and I was absolutely fascinated. You know, there's this guy, an English guy in a suit, talking to these girls in Cambodia or guys in wherever. Brilliant. He's not around anymore. Wicker's World, yeah, that's it. Yeah, do you remember the opening? It was like he had a brolly. I think he actually had a brolly, didn't he? Real old style English. He did. You're right, Darcy. Didn't Alan Wicker do a video in Pattaya? And I've actually seen it. Right. I don't know where I've seen it because it's really hard to find. I don't think it's on YouTube. I think one of the viewers sent it to me. Alan Wicker was in Pattaya and he filmed it, and it was in the 70s. And an English Navy ship had come into Pattaya. The crew were in Pattaya, ran the bars and stuff. One guy got ripped off on a jet ski, and the one of the higher ups on the ship were talking to this guy, the jet ski guy. And this jet ski guy was a real arrogant shit, you know, and he was like holding his ground. He's like, no, he's damaged my jet ski. He'll have to pay 5,000 baht, whatever it is. But it was kind of like, you know, about the ladies and these guys. And yeah, it was one of the early documentaries. Good documentary, Alan Wicker in Pattaya. Okay, Only in Thailand says, yeah, Wicker's World, fantastic. You've got to be of the age, guys. You know, I keep telling you, I'm 62. So there's guys out there now watching this who'll be anywhere between kind of like 55 and 70, I guess. And if you're English, especially, you know, you remember the 70s, Alan Wicker. If you've got that travel bug, you would have liked Alan Wicker, because it was just one of those shows not to be missed. Peter Cross says, no one does it like Pat. I'm going on one of his personal tours. Yeah, he does personal tours. Bangkok Pat, I don't know what he charges. It's very reasonable, actually. And he'll take you around the old city or wherever you want to go, because he's half Thai and he speaks Thai. Bangkok Pat's mother was Thai. I won't say any more than that. He did tell me when I was there. But yeah, he'll do a tour. Okay, right. Yeah, I don't remember the nudity. Right. Brandon says, what are the advantages of learning Thai, if any? Oh, a lot, mate, a lot. If you're going to hang out in the Farang ghettos like Pattaya and just around Sukhumvit, then you don't have to speak Thai. But if you're going to live in Thailand and you're going to kind of spread your wings a little bit and you're going to go out, it's horrible not being able to understand or put your point across to Thai people. You need to learn. So the benefits are fantastic. You know, if you can speak the language, you're not going to get ripped off, are you? Because people know this guy knows the score. He speaks Thai. That's why I'm learning it at the moment. I mean, learning to speak it properly. All right. David Leon. Hi again, Peter. I'm 68, thinking of visiting Thailand for the first time soon. My question is that where I would be best staying and how much per week would I need to, how much would I need a week? David, it depends what you're going to do. If you're going out there to have a good time with the girls and stuff, definitely Pattaya, 100% Pattaya. If you're going out with the girls and you're going to be drinking for a week, at least 1,500, 2,000 pounds. If you're going out there just as a kind of tourist and you're not going to do what's behind me here, if that makes sense, then Chat Arm is very nice, but it's not Pattaya. Hua Hin is very nice. Phuket is very nice. Just do a couple of days in each. You know, transport's quite cheap in Thailand. Nick Frankel says, I might do a tour with Bangkok Pat. There is a Thai female YouTuber charging 10,000 for a one-day tour. He doesn't charge anything like that, Pat. I think on his last tour, it was like 3,000 baht, 4,000 baht, not 10,000. The Thai girl who charges you 10,000, maybe there's a little cherry on the cake at the end of the tour, if you get my drift. Right, I think I'm going to have to wind it up, guys. 2.5 hours now, so I'll go on. I'll give it 5 more minutes, okay? 375 in now. Right, Fakehead, how you doing, mate? Accidental porn watcher. Yeah, Fakehead here. I have that Wicker video. It's worth a watch. Yeah, Fakehead Sweeney, he sent me a few videos. The Alan Wicker one, no, not Alan Wicker one. What was the one you sent me? The Ricky Gervais one. I wasn't able to watch that one today, unfortunately, but if you have got that video, if you want to send it to me, I'll put it on my website. And then next week when I come on, I'll put a link up. And everybody on here who wants to go and have a look at that, they can go onto my website and click the link, and there won't be any copyright issues with YouTube, because I can't upload it onto my YouTube channel, because YouTube will, if it is on YouTube, there'll be copyright issues. Right, Mark ITC, thanks, mate. I appreciate that. I like Lima Bravos if the meat and veg is gone. Oh, you like ladyboys? Okay, you like ladyboys if the meat and veg is gone. They're much prettier than the ladies. But how would you know? You know, how would you know other than doing the cough test? You know. But thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. Right, Kay Jensen, is Tiger News the best place to get your Thailand news? I don't. I've got to be careful how I say it. It's a good channel. It's a good channel. I watch it. Is it the best? I'll give a facial expression, okay? That's all I'm going to say. They're good. There's nothing wrong with them at all. I'm not criticizing them, but the best? Right. Right. Nick T says, always enjoyed Michael Palin. Yeah, I mean, he's a character, isn't he? Michael Palin. He's the thing about him, he's one of these guys like we were talking about earlier. Michael Palin has got charisma, hasn't he? He's a guy, he's a cheeky chappy, as they say. He's got that funny, naughty smile. And, you know, he gets on really well with the locals. He knows how to interact with them. And he's great. We watched Round the World in 80 Days. And he's had a few series. Very, very good. Very, very, very good. I like Michael Palin. And he's been in a few comedy movies as well, hasn't he? He was in A Fish Called Wanda. Do you remember that one? That was a good one. Do you remember the movie with John Cleese called, one of my favorites actually, called Clockwise or Clockwork, where he's a headmaster of a school? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Right. Ian, I've lost you. Where are we? Ian Neal. It's on YouTube, Wicker's World, A Fast Boat to China on QE2, EP. Yeah, okay, great. Let me do this one last time for the latecomers. Right, we're nearly there, guys. Guys, I think that is it, actually. It's 2.5 hours. I was only going to go for an hour and a half. Right, guys, let's get serious for a minute. So, Sunday, 3 p.m., Ed Sweeney, Thailand bound, one stream. Hope you can join us. That'll be great. Tomorrow, 4 stories. I'll try and get them up early for you. And, of course, I'll be back next Friday for another live stream. And I've lost my closing music. There we go. Guys, thanks very much for joining me. Guys, for everybody who gave me a super chat, super sticker, really appreciate it. Go straight on the beer fund. And I'll see you on Sunday with Ed.